Here we go. I will kick it off with a little, as I like to say, last time. And I don't really have a campaign name for this, but last time. We'll just say that. So, the city of Inawan has begun its celebration of Imbolc. The holiday always attracts hundreds of festival goers to make their way to the city, and among them were 5 strangers that would soon be thrust together all over a simple cup of coffee. You see, a halfling by the name of Bernard, or Beans as he often goes by, was eager to meet new faces and take in the celebration. He got the attention of a rather imposing woman named Morgan that had traveled to the city to learn more about how order is kept. Beans offered to share some coffee, but she was more interested in her ale that she had in hand. The strange conversation also got the attention of a couple other patrons that made their way to the table to see what this halfling was offering up for free. The first to see what was happening was a veteran soldier named Therian. While this conversation was happening, a strange traveler that appeared to be far from home entered the bar. He was an Aarakocra cleric from the elemental plane of air that had been stranded here on the material plane and was in search of lost members of his tribe. Mordecai, the Aarakocra, spoke to a few local guards, but no one had seen anyone that looked quite like him. While this was happening, a man entered the bar and approached someone sitting alone, just watching the conversation over coffee unfold. The patron sitting alone was a bard that currently went by the name of Raymond, a simple tax collector. But the man that had entered the bar seemed to be upset with how he had been performing his job. However, thanks to some quick thinking and some quick spell use on Raymond's part, he was left alone once again. That wouldn't be the case for much longer, though. With very little warning, a fight erupted in the bar, and 4 men, looking for more than just a fight, set their sights on the table with the coffee. It turned out to be a poor choice, as it was them that wound up dead. And the sight of 4 dead bodies certainly attracted the attention of the local city watch. Raymond was quickly able to not only convince the guards that they weren't the aggressors, but also prove that he was employed by Lord Saxton. This prompted the city watch to offer a job to the 5 of them, even though they didn't even know each other's names yet. After a quick round of introductions, the 5 of them agreed to meet with the captain on duty at that time. They were escorted to the inner ring of the city, where the nobility resided, and there they met Captain Reginald. He explained that a mine, and clearly a very profitable mine, was no longer sending any shipments to the city, and they needed someone to take care of whatever the issue was. When Morgan asked why they didn't just send some of their own men to deal with it, Reginald explained that his supervisors felt it was easier to hire free agents to deal with these sorts of issues than bring on more full-time guards. Following some brief discussions about the job, the 5 of them all agreed to the terms of the job and received their first payment of 500 gold pieces, and made plans to set out for the town of Brandt in the morning. And this evening they would enjoy the celebration. Morgan, Therian, and Beans went off to join the party and apparently acquire some spices. The 3 of them also managed to gather a small amount of information about life in the city, as well as some information about the city of Brandt from a former resident. He explained to Therian that he had once lived there, but moved to Inaran for more opportunities. The only life left in Brandt was working in the mine for a meager wage ever since Lord Saxton bought the mine from the original owners. Raymond wasn't interested in the party, so he visited a bookstore in the wealthier side of town. He wasn't able to locate the book he had been searching for, but he did get some information on a well-known, irritating noble, Jonathan Graves. Graves works directly for Lord Saxton and used his position to his advantage. He treated anyone considered beneath him as if they really were beneath him. This information was valuable to Raymond, as Jonathan was not only worked for Saxton, but also his ambassador to the local bardic college, and Raymond had met him before. You see, Raymond wasn't really a tax collector. He was actually a changeling that could take on the appearance of anyone he met. So with his knowledge in hand, he left the bookstore and used the memory of Graves and transformed himself to look like the horrible nobility. Well, while in this disguise, Raymond took out a sizable loan from a less than savory loan shark in town. Hopefully the real Jonathan Graves will receive an interesting knock on the door in the morning. And with that, the 5 of them got some rest for the evening and prepared for their journey to Brandt in the morning. So that is pretty much a complete and utter sum up of everything that happened last time. So I'm assuming the 5 of you got some rest. So technically long rest. So, welcome back, Mordecai, from the to the land of the living.
Thank you.
All right. So what would you like to do first? So I know, Raymond, you had got the extra money because you were thinking about renting some horses to make the trip a little faster. Was that something you were still interested in?
Yeah, but I think I will wait till everybody gets there, so we at least either pick the horses together, or maybe look at getting like a cart or coach or something to make it easier.
Okay, sounds good. So where are you, all of you deciding to meet up in the morning to embark on this journey?
Well, are we all staying in the same inn, or do we have our own individual
That's up to you.
suites?
You got paid quite a bit of money.
Morgan's at the inn. That's all I know.
Yeah, so is Mordecai.
Yeah, wherever they're serving a continental breakfast.
All right, perfect.
Coffee.
So they got the coffee, they got those stale muffins, they got those do-it-yourself pancakes for some reason.
But the good sausages, that's the best place to find those good sausages. That's one thing I miss about the pandemic. Sorry, I know that's real, but good sausages in an inn will go a long way to getting repeat business if I am allowed to come back.
There you go. Perfect. So you all wake up, I'm assuming, whatever, in game terms, you're well rested. So you can all meet together and head out to where you would ever like to go to first. So it is up to you.
Was anything... I don't think we discussed anything beforehand.
No, you didn't.
Or I don't know if any of you four discussed anything, because I took my feathered ass to bed because I just got it kicked.
So,
well, I did some fundraising last night, and I pull out the big sack of gold. I didn't figure we wanted to walk. So we could at least rent some transportation.
Well, I appreciate the effort, but I don't walk anywhere.
Yeah, I certainly will appreciate not having to walk with heavy armor on. So if there's a ride to be found, I'm happy to take that. So thank you.
We could skip.
Yeah. So Beans is gonna skip, and Mordecai is gonna fly. So there's just 3 of us that need horses. Is that what's going on here?
Well, I can't keep up with a horse, but I could have a pony.
Get you a pony. You sure you want to flap your wings all the way to Brandt?
I don't really get tired while I'm flying, but again, I appreciate the thought.
Perfect. All right. Okay, so I'm assuming you all can meet up at the local kind of stables where they would have some horses that could be procured. Yeah, and as you approach, you see a person kind of raking up the, as you see, there's always someone raking something at a stable. Who knows what? Anyway, it's just randomly, and they see the 5 of you approaching. And they're like, oh, this is a kind of interesting motley crew. They're like, oh, how can I help you today? What can I do you for?
Looking for a couple of horses and a pony.
All right, well, you looking to purchase? Looking at like what are you doing this for? You just need for the day? What's happening?
Well, what are your rates?
Well, let me go. Give me a moment, and he goes back inside, sets the rake aside, and he pulls back his ledger like he almost looks like he's new or something, and he's flipping through this book, and he says, "Okay, well, it says here that it's 3 gold." Per day that you can go ahead and rent a horse. So I suppose if you need a single horse, that'd be 3 gold for today, and then so on and so forth. So each day that you have it, it'll be 3 gold. Obviously 3 gold up front, and then whatever you owe on the back end. But you can talk to my boss. He could probably explain it a little bit better than me.
Now, what about for sale?
Oh, shoot. As he flips through the book a little bit more, it says, okay, well, it says here that, yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, if you're just looking for a cart horse, you know, we could probably let one go for 100 gold pieces. That'd be probably the going rate there. But if you're looking for like, you know, one of the well-trained war horses, honestly, you probably wouldn't find any here. But you'd probably have to go and talk to the city guard to see if they have any of those for sale. But those are much more expensive, somewhere in the 400 or 500 gold range. It always depends on the experience of the horse and all that.
Okay. Well, I think we'll rent, and then I put a note for the war horse in Raymond's journal.
All right.
Any chance we can get a group discount?
So he kind of looks at you and says, like, how big of a group? What are we looking at? How many? You need 5? You need 4?
I think
3 and a pony.
3 and a
Yeah,
pony. Okay, 3
3
and
and
a pony. I don't think we have any group discounts for a group that size. I mean, that's not too terribly large, but what is that? 3, 6, 9, and then the pony. Here, I'll you know what? We'll give it to you for 10 a day, because you know, pony's probably about 1 gold a day. It might be 2, but sure, there you go. You have yourself a group discount. That sounds good to me.
I'll look over at Raymond, just kind of lean over and tell him, don't take the optional damage coverage, because our personal coverage will take care of that. So decline if we choose to rent, and I back away.
You know, can I speak with your boss?
Yeah, sure. Let me go get him. So he goes in the back and he's like, hey, boss, there's people out here that want to talk to you. Guy comes out, and he's just an older guy. He's graying hair. He's like, oh, hey, so what can I help you find folks for? What you need?
Well, we're looking to rent, but there's a good chance I'd be willing to buy some of your horses. But see, I only have this 250 gold here, and I honestly am looking to, it was more coin in my hand versus, the money there. So I'm looking to get a little bit of a discount for the couple horses I need in the pony, and I'm going to do a persuasion check.
Sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and roll it.
We'll fill him up with hay before we bring him back.
Ooh, bad.
Yeah,
That's a 6.
So he's like, all right, I get it. I see what you're saying, but times have been tough. Yeah, if you understand what I'm saying. So, we got the going rate is the going rate. If you're looking for 3 horses and a pony, it's going to cost you at least 350 gold to own. Best I can offer you is maybe a rent to own kind of offer. If you bring them back and whatever condition you have, maybe whatever you paid for the rental, we can take you off the the bottom line if you're still interested in owning when you get back. But that's the best I can do for you. Does that help anything at all? Like I said,
You know what? I like that deal, and I'll pull the 100 gold I got from the job and add it to the pot, and I hand him 350 gold.
All right. I appreciate that. So for 350 gold, you now own 3 horses and a pony, and he thanks you very much, and he does up some paperwork, and he's like, all right, well, you can go ahead and choose from any of these horses here, and there's all sorts of horses. They're standard cart horses. If you get into too much of a battle, they may get spooked and run off. It's just how it happens. And then he's got just a small selection of ponies as well that you can choose from. There's one of them that's kind of a gray with kind of almost blue dots on the side. It looks very pretty. I like that one. That looks good. All the other ones.
What other colors?
You know what? Whatever color you probably want that would be typical pony color comes. We'll just say it comes in that color. There's a guy in the back too, just like slapping paint on one of them. Going, is this good? You like this one?
Horse paint.
It's gonna be dark brown with a splash of cream, and we're going to
Want a
call
red
him
racing stripe?
Java.
Too?
Yeah. Oddly enough, as you're kind of wandering through the different horse options, or the pony options, you see one that it's close. You're like, It's got that nice kind of like almost caramely brown look, but you don't see any kind of like spackles of cream color. But when you walk around to the other side, it looks like there's almost like a leaf in like cream color look, as if the barista just made it look so beautiful on the side.
That's mine.
There you go. There's your pony. All right. So, all right, you've got yourself 3 horses of any color, and options. Maybe you choose your interior or whatever that you'd like. Maybe there's some dual climate control. Don't really know. All right. So now that you have acquired transportation, are you ready to head to the town of Brandt? All right.
There we go.
I ask as everybody's mounting up on their horses. I kind of lean in close to Raymond and I ask, was 350 gold a good price for those horses?
Fuck if I know, but I'm tired of walking.
Well, I don't know either. I mean, I don't understand this whole exchange shiny metal for goods and services. Just kind of take what I need.
Yeah, he kind of overhears the boss. He overhears it. He's like, "Great deal, yeah, fantastic deal. You never found a better deal in town. You talk about it's great."
Turn around and give him a thumbs up. Thank you, friend.
He's like,
He actually increased the price by about 25%, but since I don't normally pay for them and just take them, it's okay.
Well, if shit, I kind of wait until they're not the stable people aren't listening. If shit goes sideways, I'm not looking to be registered as a horse thief.
"Yep."
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, that's probably a good idea.
All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm assuming at this point you make your way and start heading towards the town of Brandt. You probably ask I'm assuming some directions, like, "Hey, Brandt, which way?" Burp, burp, burp. And then they're like, "Yeah, just take this road. You get there in about 5-6 hours on as horseback." So there you go. So unless you would like to do any traveling RP, I'm perfectly happy with that if you'd like. Otherwise, we can do a quick fast forward and you'll arrive.
I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna take to the air about 150 feet up and kind of circle the horses. Keep an eye down at the ground.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So as you are up there, you're not seeing anything out of the ordinary. You're flying for a good, about 6 hours as you're going, like I kind of alluded to last time. It's about 27-ish miles from the main city. It's not super far away. You do get there with plenty of light. In the day left, if you left kind of first thing in the morning, let's just say it took you about maybe an hour to, enjoy your continental breakfast, head down to the stables, get your horses, all that, and on the road, you probably arrive there, let's say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, somewhere in there. So still plenty of light in the day. So when you get there, so Mordecai, let's go ahead and give me a perception check while you are up in the air, kind of looking around.
I'm theoretically good at this.
Theoretically? Hey, that's pretty good. So, as you are approaching the town of Brandt, there has been no shenanigans, I'll put it that way, while you were on the road. It is completely, uneventful. I'm sure you could have had wonderful conversations through the entire way, talked about, hey, this is my life, da-da-da-da. Except you, Mordecai, you were up in the air. You didn't hear any of that. Anyway, as you were looking down at the town, you don't see anything. And I will repeat, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. So you're being sent to this town, and it's, you're thinking about it. And you're like, you'd think that there would be less activity in the town. You see people moving between the houses. You see everything going on. You even hear a cat yelling at you for some reason. It's very strange. And you're just like, huh. Anyway, that's the main thing you notice. Is the main thing you notice is you don't notice anything out of place, and it just strikes you as odd. Come on, Libby, let's go. All right. So, with that, you have arrived. I'll just say you have arrived in the town of Brandt. As the rest of you kind of pull into town, let's go ahead and everyone else give me a perception check too. Not just Mordecai from his vantage point. Nope. Morgan's seeing everything. Look at that. Okay, so actually, there we go. So with Morgan, your perception check, as well as Therian, the main thing you notice is, like I said, there is still activity throughout the town. You're thinking, there's no mine activity coming back to this city. You'd think that there would be maybe, you were almost expecting a ghost town. It's kind of what you were thinking you would have seen, but no, you're actually seeing people move throughout the town and things like that. But the main thing that catches your eye is when they catch your eye and they notice that, there are, 4, 5 people coming. They don't notice you, Mordecai, yet. They kind of get a little worried and people start heading indoors. They're like, oh, and they just start heading indoors. Not everyone's noticed that you're coming yet, but you do notice that some people have noticed that you're coming and they seem to have changed their action because of it. So that's what you get.
Predominantly human?
Yes, predominantly human. You do see one dwarf throughout the mix, and there are a couple halflings kind of milling about throughout the town. But other than that, nothing, no other race that you would, notice. Okay. So what do you do as you are pulling into town?
I want to go see the other halflings.
All right. Okay, Beans, on your pony, you probably seem one of the least imposing, honestly. There's been a chance that you maybe have ridden through here before. You may not even have noticed it's not even that interesting of a town. You kind of ride up to the other halflings, and they look at you a little side-eyed, and they're like, what can we help you with? Hey, how you doing there, buddy?
Hi, I'm Bernard, and I was coming by to see what was going on with the mine around here.
The mine, you say?
The mine. Isn't there a mine that's involved with Brandt?
Yeah, there's definitely a mine. Is there some... Who sent you exactly? I'm just kind of curious.
Well, if scent's the right word. I mean, I'm hanging out with those people over there on the big horses, and I was just wondering why people started kind of like hiding from us.
Okay, so hiding? No,
well, I don't seem to be paying it. I mean, a lot of times people want to come up and see me because I play music and I have coffee and I'm really nice, and they went the other way.
Okay. They're kind of looking around and they're noticing that, a little bit what you're noticing, that there a couple people were heading indoors and things along those lines. And they're like, so no, maybe they're just shy. Like, I think maybe that's what's going on. Like, but no, I mean, there's really nothing going on with there's really nothing wrong with the mine. Like, no, mine's fine. It's
Cool.
doing.
What do y'all do?
Oh, we just work in the local tavern. We often perform here at night. Nothing too fancy. We're just usually just passing through. We're not really permanent residents as you were. We've just been here for the past 2-3 weeks.
Awesome. Anything exciting?
Honestly,
in the last couple of weeks?
Oh, honestly, no. It's been really, really boring. Honestly, no, nothing It's you half expect a minor town to be a little bit more rowdy crowd at night when you're performing, but I don't know. No, we haven't really seen anything. It's just been, we get up there, we have a good time, we get a couple tips, and then people go home. No, nothing really out of the ordinary.
Awesome. Thank you. I hope to hear y'all play later on this evening.
Oh, sure. It'd be great. Yeah, I'd love to see you there.
And I trot my pony back over to the group.
All right, perfect. All right, anybody else? What would you like to do or look into?
I do inform the group of the basics that I have derived from talking to the halflings. Nothing really going on. So they answered kind of funny about the mine, but said that there was nothing suspicious going on. They've been here a couple of weeks.
Yeah, those halflings are either half wits or telling half truths. We've got to figure out kind of what's going on here. We got to find out who's in charge.
That's a bit harsh, but okay.
Did they tell you where the tavern is?
It's in the middle of town. Just so you know.
They play at it. We'll be able to hear them this evening.
I might want to head over there now and get a drink and maybe see if there's someone else there that I can buy them a drink and maybe get some information.
I'm going to go with Morgan with this.
I'll stay outside the tavern and keep an eye out.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. All right. Well, anyone else? It sounds like Morgan and who else was going to the tavern? Sorry. Okay.
Always kept to go to see if they have hot water.
Okay.
And Raymond said they were going.
Perfect.
I am going to land and then keep watch, kind of people watch along with Therian.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Okay. So as you make your way into the tavern, you do get a couple of weird side eyes. A couple of people looking at you like, but no more weird than you're probably used to getting.
Do I see anyone who seems a little more friendly, potentially chatty?
No, I wouldn't say really anything out of the ordinary in terms of friendliness or chattiness, really. Just a few people hanging around, just having a couple drinks. At this point in the day, though, it's not too busy. Like I said, it's kind of just late-ish afternoon, but no, nothing really out of the ordinary. You don't see really anyone, being weird.
Is there anyone at the bar?
At the bar, yeah. There's a couple people at the bar.
I am going to take a seat next to one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And say, "Hello there, friend. I'm new in town, just traveling through. What's good to drink here?"
Kind of looks at you up and down, but then just says, "Honestly, not much. We don't get a whole lot of the good stuff from the big city. It's not too far, but for the most part, it's just ale. And if you're feeling a big spender, there's some whiskey we have, but that's about it."
Thank you for the info. Can I buy you an ale?
Well, wow. I've never had a pretty lady like yourself buy me an ale. It's usually reverse the order here. But yeah, no, you know what? I'm quite progressive. I feel like, what? I deserve it. I will accept your offer to buy me an ale. This is quite the role reversal. I'm not used to this. Yes, I would love it. Please buy me an ale. I feel pretty.
What's what's your name?
Oh, my name's Ed. How you doing? What's your name?
Oh, my name's Morgan.
Oh,
Nice
Morgan.
to meet you, Ed.
That's a fantastic name. I like this name.
Oh, Thanks. I have yet to meet Ed, but I like you, so Ed must be a good name too.
Well, it's okay. Doesn't really, it's pretty good. I haven't had any problems with it. Everyone seems to be able to pronounce it. So that's one of the the
That does
advantages. A single syllable. You're not trying to confuse nobody.
So, what do you do here? Are you just passing through too? Do you stay here?
No, I work in the mine, but today is my day off. It's a good day to sit around and do a whole bunch of nothing. So yeah, I've been sitting here and just enjoying my leisurely time that I have.
Well, it's a good day for an ale then.
It sure is. That's right.
How do you enjoy the working at the mine?
Kind of sucks, honestly. You're working in a mine. It's a lot of hard work, sore muscles by the end of the day. I mean, you kind of, for the most part, you're wielding a pickaxe for a whole lot of the time, and you're digging away, and you're loading up little mine carts, and it kind of sucks. But you know what? It's a living. It's a living.
That makes sense. I mean, I was going to ask you if you enjoy the work, but
Nope.
I don't blame you, Ed. Definitely don't blame you. I've got a couple friends with me. Are you okay if they come sit at the bar too?
You got a couple friends. Shit, this is different. See, I thought something was happening here, but okay. You know what? I get it. I understand. That's fine. You can invite your friends up in here. You know what? That's cool. I think I misread what was happening here, so it's fine. I appreciate the ale though. But yeah, go ahead and bring your friends on over. It's cool.
I mean, they can go sit. I just met them. We bumped into each other while I was traveling. That's all. So, but they might want to drink too.
Okay,
So.
maybe I didn't misread this. I did. Maybe I was a little off. Okay. Maybe I thought I didn't realize I was rushing to judgment. Okay, so I see that you're just you like lots of people from what I can tell. You're that kind of person. You like to meet. New people.
I like to meet new people and see what life is about and how different people live their. I'm from the Midlands myself, so I'm new.
All right.
So it's nice to meet different people and everything.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? If you would have asked me, if you would have been like, hey, Ed, where's this fine lady from? I probably would have said Synosure. That's probably what I would have said. Because, that's where the beautiful ladies are from is what I hear. That's what they say. But, I can see it now. I can see it. I'm pegging it. That's right there. Yeah, Midlands. You know what? That's where the fine and adventurous women like yourself are from. The axes, right? There you go. Dead giveaway. Should have seen it. Man, there it is. I missed that. All right. See if you said, hey there, Ed. No one from Synosure walks into a bar with two axes. I'd have been like, yeah, you're right. No one walks into a bar with two axes from Synosure. They're usually, I don't know. Shit, I had never met someone from Synosure, so maybe they do carry two axes. I don't know. That's a long way away.
I don't know either. that is. I've never been there. I don't know, but they come in handy sometimes. It can be kind of crazy world out there. It's important to protect yourself.
All right. So, I get that. So I use an axe myself, or the picky brand, picky axe, not the choppy kind. That's that guy over there. He gets the lumber. You got to have lots of wood in a mine. For the most part, you'd think there wouldn't be a lot of wood involved in a mining operation, but you got to put those beams up so it doesn't collapse on your head. So there's actually a lot of wood that comes into the mine. You wouldn't think that at first, but there is. So, yeah.
Well, you went into collapse, so that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't feel good. It happened to me once. They dug me out though. I got better.
I'm glad you got better. Did you hit your head? Like, that sounds really
No,
dangerous.
it mostly just kind of like one of those, like, it's like it kind of came from the side. It wasn't just like a boom, like that's bad. That does happen. Like, don't like, oh no, but working in a mine's totally safe. No, it sucks. It's a terrible job. You get the black lung. Nah, you can get the black lung. This is an iron mine. We don't get the black lung there. It's mostly the coal and stuff like that. No, see what happens is so sometimes you'll get a slide, and it just kind of like you just get it, and you're kind of like this, like hanging out the side of the dirt, and you're like, help me, and usually people come get you. It's hard to breathe.
Usually people come help you.
Well, I mean, I've seen a couple times where they're like, it's quitting time. Get you tomorrow. That happens.
That sucks.
Usually we don't like that guy. That's typically what's happening.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
How long have you been working in the mines?
Honestly, since I was pretty much my whole life, since I could pick away with my picky. And so that's about how long I've been doing it. So like, shoot, I went, how old am I? Oh, I'm 32. So I've been working, it's like over 15 years. It's been a long time. So yeah, no way, two ways about it. It's a crap job, but hey, I can eat, so yay.
That's important. How's business? So does that mean business is good in the mine?
Yeah. I mean, we got the shipments coming out, on time, regular, no issues. Been good. I mean, as far as I can tell. I mean, I'm not the person who does the ledgers or ship anything out. I don't know how that works. I'm the manual labor that pulls the iron out. You know how it goes. Yeah. That's like
hard work. It's hard work.
That's like asking the oxen pulling the plow, how's the harvest? You don't know.
Where do those shipments go? Don't you guys get to keep your own stuff that you work hard for?
Oh no, I mean, the only little bits that we keep, go to the local forge, and that's really only to repair any equipment that we've, any kind of pickaxes, if we need to rebuild any more tools, any kind of nails to hold up to hold up the framing inside the mine. We keep a pretty sparing amount locally. It's like I said, it just goes to the forge, and the forge it's not a real fancy forge. We're not building like weapons and armor or any crap like that. No, it's just nails, hammers, pickaxes, axes, real boring stuff. There you go. Yeah, it's just stuff for mining operations, and then that's
you need that, so that makes sense.
Yeah, everything else gets shipped out to shoot. If you ask me, I don't even know where it goes. I mean, I'd assume it went to Eneron. What I was thinking. So.
Yeah, seems like a lot of things go there. Big place, right?
It is a big place. I mean, I've been there only a couple times for the local some of the holidays. I've been there a couple holidays. Like I was planning on going to the as they say, in bulk. Is that what they call it in town? I think that's what they call it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, around here we just usually call it, whether it the vernal equinox or the celestial. Well, it's kind of one of those freaking holidays, about an equinox. And then
a good reason to party is what we call that.
Yeah. And then he starts singing. He's like, "No, that's wrong. See, that's in March." He's trying to figure out all the holidays, and he's like, "See, we don't keep good calendar time around here. I don't know what's happening." So, usually someone's like, "Hey Ed, you want to go to the city?" And if I got the time off or whatever availability, or a little, saved up some stuff, yeah, maybe I'll go. But for the most part, I'm just stuck here working.
Do you feel safe working in the mine?
Hell no. Don't you remember this? Hanging out in the dirt? Like,
yeah, that's true. That does sound pretty. But obviously, everyone likes you. No one's left you in the dirt, so it's okay.
Well, I mean, one time we got drunk and we went into the mine one time, and there was a little bit of shenanigans happened that night. You know what? I'm not going to get into it, but let's just say it was a lot of fun. No one got hurt, I swear. If you ask my boss, no one got hurt.
So who is your boss?
My boss, and he starts thinking, and he starts fumbling around, and he's like, well, that depends. Well, it's like, well, if you were to say my direct supervisor, that's just like Bill over there. He's not a really big guy, but if you were to talk about who's kind of in charge of the mine right now, that his name would be Connor O'Shea. He's the one that is in charge of said mine.
Are they good? I mean, usually bosses kind of suck. Are your bosses all right?
He's all right. He's a good guy. He's a good egg, as I'd say. Like, I've never really had any problems. You know, he caught me a couple times, you know, heading into work a few times, you know, as a one too many, as you understand. You know, he just he didn't really do anything, you know, just docked my pay, sent me home, you know, came in the next day, no big deal. You know? I mean, what are you gonna do? It's not like they got open applications for miners around here. I mean, it's pretty much just us.
How many people work in the mine?
Oh, I mean, honestly, like total, there's maybe about 70 to 80 of us that work in the mine total. But concurrently at any time, the mine's not that big, so it's maybe like 25, 30 people at most. I mean, you get the shifts and all that as you understand, but I mean, we're not jamming all 80 people in the mine at once. That's a lot of people.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, today's my day off. Mine's still going. I mean, that's my understanding. Still going strong. All right. While you are sitting there and you are enjoying this very charismatic and silly man's conversation, go ahead and give me an insight check. And anyone else in the bar that has been listening to this can do one of those as well. All right. Okay. So, Raymond and Morgan, I'm going to say you like the guy. He seems like a fun guy, you know, just, you know, nothing out of the ordinary there. But you do get that a couple of his answers have been not 100% honest. Like, he's telling the truth. Like, when you ask him, does his job suck? Yes, his job sucks. But some of the other stuff, you just get a feeling that something isn't there. Beans, you just think he's a great guy.
Ed, do you want some coffee?
Coffee? Man, that's fancy stuff. Yeah, I'll have some coffee. I had some of that since last time I went into the city. Hey, yeah, grab me up some of that. That sounds fabulous, little man. Oh, shit, I'm sorry. Is that... We don't get too many halflings over here. Is that cool if I call you little man? Like, I don't mean to offend. I guess, is that okay? I'll change my...
Absolutely. No problem.
All right. Cool. That's that. I'm glad. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings here or anything like that. It's, you know, it just comes out. It happens. So so he totally takes some coffee and he's like, "Whoa, this stuff's good. It's nice and strong. Is that what you call that what you call that? Okay, all right.
That's a kava blend.
That's good. That's real good. So, you know what? I've been blabbing on for quite a while. What brings y'all into town? I'm just kind of curious. What are you all in here for?
I hope to play at the fireplace with the other two halflings that I met earlier today. That's what I hope to do today.
All right. So you're just coming in here to see what's going on. You're a little traveling entertainer. All right. Yeah, we get a couple of those from time to time. So that's pretty awesome. What about the rest of you? I mean, I don't see no offense there, Morgan, as you said. I don't see you striking up a tune with the Maxes, but I mean, I've seen stranger things.
I'm definitely not talented in that. No, Midlands, I don't know if you said you've never been there, right?
I've been on that. Look, see how we got Brandt here, and then you go a little bit further. It's the Midlands. If you travel like another day or two, you finally get there. It's kind of fuzzy where that border is exactly. I don't know, but I think I've been there. I think there's like a town. Well, it's not. It's honestly not that far from here. It could be the Midlands. It could be, I don't know.
Well, Midlands, some areas not that great. A lot of chaos ruling and madness. And I am basically on a mission to travel around and see how different towns run and get an idea of how to bring peace to the Midlands and order and kind of control some of the chaos.
Okay, well, I mean, piece of advice would be if you want to bring order to the chaos. Let me explain to you how it felt like the order was brought to our small town, if you will. This might sound like a sad tale to you, but there's a little bit of truth to it. So what you do is, and this is coming from my pa. This, I didn't experience this myself. I've been working here the entire time. It's been like this, but here we go. What you do is you take all their hope, and you go only give them just a little bit to work with. So like take me for example. What am I working for other than to keep food in my mouth? And that's about it. I don't really have anything to hope for. So if nobody has any hope, they just keep doing the bare minimum to get by. And things seem to be working pretty well in that situation. I mean, it's a pretty peaceful little town, wouldn't you agree? And that's...
Yeah.
So yeah, hope fools errand. Get rid of that crap. My dad kind of crushed that out of me when I was 15. I was like, hey, Dad, I'm going to be an explorer and adventurer. He said, shut your friggin' mouth, kid. You shut up right now. You're going to die if you do that. And he's like, you're probably right.
Sounds like he was a smart man. Life isn't easy out there. That's for sure. False hope is definitely the fool's errand.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what my dad said. He seems like a smart guy. I mean, okay. He's got his head on straight. I'm not going to say he's a genius or anything. He's not going to college or something. He's just a minor like myself. But hey, he knows what's going on. Like, if you were to ask him, how many tonnage of, ore did we pull out this month? He can usually answer you. So he's better than me. I just pick away. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. He's kind of like a bookkeeper kind of guy in his older age, though. So, So, I mean, any other thing? I mean, you're just here kind of exploring, nothing else. You're not here for any other reason. It's like a boring place to come to if you're just checking out how to keep the peace.
Well, for now, that's it. I met these people here. Beans was offering us all this coffee, which I hope you are enjoying this coffee. Isn't it good? I think it's amazing.
It's fabulous.
And we decided to go on a little adventure just to see how things are going. Because in War, there are some people who are pretty unhappy with the situation in the city. A lot of mistreatment by the higher ups.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on here too. But if you, like I said, if you just crush their hope, people they just move along. They just accept what they got going for them, and we get by. We all get by. You know how it goes. So I mean, if you take away any kind of hope or prospect or any kind of idea of a better life at all, you just eventually kind of say, okay. Yeah, I hate to be a kind of a bummer on the whole thing because I know a lot of people are like, especially young people these days. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly how old or how long you've been on this fine planet that we happen to inhabit. But when I was younger, I was always very adventurous, like I said. And then my dad was like, "Shut up, son," and and as you do to your kid, squash the stupid dreams that they may have. And then eventually, I just learned that I think my dad was right. All that kind of stuff is it's for the birds, if you will. I don't think Mordecai's in the bar, but
No, he's not.
all right.
So you work the mines and your dad worked the mines and you've been here a while, from what I understand. How long is the Mr. Connor guy been the big boss? How does he live?
Honestly, he'll probably be here tonight, having a drink just like with the rest of us. No real reason for him to be. The only reason he's the boss is because he was one of the biggest and strongest. He was able to kind of get promoted after filling up, and he still works the mine like the rest of us. He's, for the most part, when he say he's the boss, he sets the schedule and he makes sure that all the shipments go out on time. I mean, he works right along with us. So to call him the big boss just means he's, well, I guess it's kind of a misnomer. He's just the boss, really. The big boss is probably, shoot, what's that guy's name? He owns this whole place. Saxton? Yeah, Saxton's the big boss. This guy, he just kind of runs the operation. So there you go. Hope that answers your question.
So we came from the big city on the way here, and we didn't see any shipments. Do they go regular, or they just go every once in a while?
Well, I mean, I thought they went every day. And he kind of is like, what? They usually go out in the morning, so maybe you just missed it. Maybe it took a different path. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they rerouted it. Maybe there was some traveling caravan that was holding up traffic or something in a road, or I don't know, congestion on the I-5 or something like that. I don't know. It could be anything.
I get sidetracked all the time. I might have been looking the wrong direction.
Yeah. Well, and Raymond, with that inside check, you didn't really get anything. But you do notice that he was a little shifty with his answer. Morgan, go ahead and give me an insight check as well. Beans, you can give me one too, if you would be so kind.
Not super insightful with an 11.
No, not super insightful. But yeah, I mean, you do notice that he shifts a little bit in his chair, like, like he didn't really know how to answer. It's like, yeah, they go out all the time. Maybe you just missed it, but that's it. You didn't really notice anything out of the ordinary other than that. All right. Anything else you would like to talk to old Ed here about, or? Yep. Oh.
Just glad he enjoyed the coffee.
Oh, he loved it. He thanks you a lot. He actually asked you, how much do I owe you for the coffee? I mean, is this like a travel?
Oh, no. I share. I make a point of collecting it from all over, and I like to share.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you.
People should be exposed to the great drinks in the world.
I agree. This is, this is a rare treat I have not experienced in quite a while. So yeah, I really thank you for that. All right. Okay. Now, with that, is there anything else that you would like to do? No. Morgan? No? Raymond? Anything?
I'll probably, finish my ale and, thank Ed for chatting and tell him, I hope I might be around again later tonight. I hope to see you there, and you give him, nice little like gentle touch on the shoulder as I, I'm gonna finish my ale. Make sure to, pay and tip the the tavern keep there and nice little touch on the shoulder, and then probably walk away.
Okay, so when you give him a little touch on the shoulder, he blushes a little bit. He's like, you just sending signals. I'm just a little confused. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just, I'm gonna play it cool. You have a fine rest of the day there, Miss Morgan. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. So,
Meanwhile, I've been out here with Mordecai, wondering what in God's name has been taking so long. And I just look over at him and I go, feathers. I dig it.
I know, right?
And then we just go back to silence.
very stoic. All right, perfect. So the three of you, are you going to head out the bar or are you going to chat up anybody else? Up to you.
I'm probably going to head out at this point and let our friends know everything we learned about the mine and who's running it and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. All right, sounds good. Okay. All right. So you are kind of standing in the middle of the streets. You're getting a couple glances out the windows of as people like, who they, right? Doing that kind of thing. A couple people as they're walking up and down the street, they notice you. You do stand out. Thanks, feathers, right? That kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, no one says anything. I mean, a couple people give you the little head nod, like, hey. But that's about it as they're walking by. All right. What would you like to do next?
Well, there's definitely something strange going on here. I know as we were coming in, I was flying, and the town was absolutely bustling. As soon as we got here, everybody just hid.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But Connor O'Shea is the one who runs things here, yes?
Yes, he's the big boss.
Big boss.
And supposedly shipment's supposed to go out every morning, but we didn't pass one on our way on.
I think we need to have a chat. Mr. O'Shea, see if you can shed some light on this. And Raymond, I know you've got your finger on the pulse of things here. Let's see if you can shake loose what's actually happening, because something is definitely wrong.
So, do we know where we can find this? What would you say his name was? Rick O'Shea?
Connor O'Shea. Ed mentioned he might be at the tavern tonight for some drinks.
Ed didn't happen to mention where he lives, did he?
No,
himself. I didn't mean the big boss. I'm assuming his house is going to be pretty easy to find.
He is just a regular miner, though. Just one of the biggest miners, so he may not have a fantastic home. But Ed did not tell us where he lived.
Okay.
Well, do we know what this guy looks like? I mean, we could always just kidnap him and interrogate him.
Ed or Connor?
Connor.
no, it's all right. He seemed a little unsure about how to answer a couple things. Maybe a little uncomfortable once in a while, but I don't. Maybe he knows something. I don't know. Beans, Raymond, what do you think?
I think he was a really nice guy.
A gentleman suitor already. Morgan, you sure were quick.
He's definitely shifty. Though I think we can use that to our advantage with that.
All right. Any options, any choices of what you would like to do? I'm not going to tell you what to do or choices to make. It's up to you.
I'm all for interrogation, but I'll leave it up to you guys.
Is
That's
there
two for interrogation.
Is there a trading post in town? Like visible?
Yeah, it would be basically effectively a general store. As a matter of fact, as you're standing kind of outside the tavern, you kind of scan the street. You see, what you would assume to be a general store. Has your typical dry goods, kind of like, traveler's rations to make sure that you make your way to wherever you're getting to, be it out further into the Midlands or back into town. And you can also assume that they probably sell a whole lot of mining equipment too.
Do they look like they sell clothing from the street?
As you kind of glance through, you kind of you see through the window. It's quite dirty and gross. Like no one's actually washed the windows in about probably 19 years, but you do see that there is probably some type of clothing that is that you could be purchased there.
I got an idea. And are you all going to? Are we going to be traveling together for a while? I look at them when I ask that.
Sure.
I feel pretty after seeing us in battle. I believe I can trust you guys.
All right.
I'd assume at least until the end of this job.
All right. Well, only a guarantee you're not going to kill me if I let you in on a little secret.
I don't have any reason to distrust you or kill you.
All right. Well, I'll let you know in a minute. I go in the general store and I find clothing that looks close to what Ed was wearing.
Mm-hmm. It would only be a couple copper. You don't have to mark it off or anything. Quite cheap.
Right. And I will go flag the good people, the super friends down. Bring about to somewhere where we're out of view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can probably duck behind a couple alleys. It wouldn't take you very long to find some place or wherever that no one else in town is going to see you.
All right. Well, I have an idea. I can probably go walk into the big boss's town and maybe big boss's house and figure out what's going on. But I kind of do this, and I become Ed, like just whoop.
Oh,
what in the Stormlord's name?
My eyes just gonna be big, jaw drop a little bit.
Do it again! Do it again!
Now I crouch down towards Beans, and I go like this, and it's the changeling, the scary black eyes, the chalk white skin, and the crazy Rorschach painting that's constantly moving on my face.
That looks cool too. I'm not easily frightened. Some people might be nervous about that, but it doesn't bother me at all. I think it's cool.
Well, most people think I'm a monster, so I can't go with that like this very often.
Yeah.
Oh.
Racial trait, brave.
But I change into Ed and change clothes.
All right. You now appear to be Ed, the very talkative.
Sound like him too?
Yeah, you would sound like him. He listened to him long enough.
Don't get too excited, Morgan.
I make no promises.
We gotta stay focused. So
maybe if you're lucky, it's like maybe if you're lucky, Morgan.
Well, I can definitely see where that come in handy. What's your idea?
Oh my.
Well, I'm thinking about talking to the big boss, seeing what's going on with maybe mention we're in town, and see if I can get any information from the big boss this way.
Do you think with Ed seems to be a little lower on the totem pole. It's Ed, and then his supervisor's name was Bill or something like that, and then Connor. Like, would Connor talk to Ed? Do we think?
Well, maybe I can use Ed to get the Bill, and then Bill to Connor.
Well, I mean,
Bill was actually in the bar too. He waved at him.
True, he was.
I can only assume that Ed's already talked to Bill, though. I'm thinking maybe we can get around Bill and go straight to Connor.
I mean, you could just see it as like, have an HR problem and you have an issue with your supervisor and you need to take it up to your further supervisor.
I would think that Ed having a problem with working, it would be pretty easy to pull off. Like maybe he wants to say he got a sprained ankle from that shifting dirt that came in, and he might need to take a few days off, and he needs to be paid for those days off because he needs his bar tab paid, I guess.
Could be.
All right.
Or maybe we can get Morgan to lure Ed out of town. Maybe we can tie him to a tree somewhere. Actually, as I say that, I do this, and I look exactly like Morgan.
Super cool.
You've got some skills over there, Raymond.
Unfortunately,
if you was to look like me, would you be shorter too?
I can't do. You and Morty are perfectly safe.
Well, I don't mind. I think it would be neat because then we could do like this twins thing, and we could sing together.
I can get about as short as a dwarf, but that's about it.
All right.
Just stand on your tiptoes there, Beans. Here we are. Make it work.
In a box.
Yeah. I'd pay to see that.
But if we can get Ed out of town, other Ed out of town, then it wouldn't be hard to take his place.
All right. Okay, well, I mean, it's up to you there, Morgan. What are you going to do? Are you going to have a chat with Ed? Or is there anything else that you have an idea of? Pizza rice? Sorry. Sorry. That's good. That's a good one. Beans and rice. Yeah, so are you down with this plan there, Morgan? Are you okay with treating Ed to a hot date to allow other Ed? It's up to you. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is up to you. It's
Or Mordecai and I can kidnap the guy and just interrogate him. I mean,
I mean,
I'll leave that up to you.
Raymond? What do you think is a better idea right now?
I mean, either way, we need to get Ed out of the picture because he's a problem. Because he's probably running his mouth right now as we speak. That's part of the reason I had you keep talking to him, because as soon as he started asking about the rest of us, he got off topic. As soon as he started talking about himself, though, he focused mainly on you.
If the safer and smarter option is for me to go on a hot date, I will. If we think it'll be quicker and more effective for the torture, that's fine too. What does the group think?
Waterboard him.
I can be very persuasive.
You know what? I want to see this, so I go back to Raymond.
The torture. So, my thought is, if you guys are going to do the torture, that maybe I should not be present. So maybe in case we do need me to be, a little close with him at some point,
But you have
he
to play
can't come
bad
back
cop.
and blame me.
You have to play bad cop.
Do I have to play bad cop?
You're the sledgehammer that we need.
What if he needs me to be good cop at some point?
Well, the slap and tickle, sometimes that works, but it kind of depends on who we have to deal with. So,
Point.
yeah.
All right.
we gotta find this Connor guy. We gotta
All right,
see
let's
what
do
his
it.
story is.
I don't know if it'd be that hard to find the Connor guy. We probably could just ask.
You have a friendly way about you, Beans. See if we can poke around a little bit. Maybe somebody will just tell us.
Are the halflings still out?
If the halflings don't know, Bill's still in this tavern, right? The drug supervisor.
Uh-huh.
Maybe Bill knows. Maybe you can go talk to Bill.
What about the halflings?
As you look around, the halflings are actually just standing in the middle of the town. You don't really see them anywhere in at least in sight right now. If you rode around and looked for them, maybe you could find them. But At least right now, you don't see him.
In a general sense, small, like Western town, one street in type thing, or okay.
Yeah, pretty much in terms of like the main drag where the tavern is. I mean, like if you've ever seen Lonesome Dove, it's about like Lonesome Dove, where there's pretty much nothing there, and then there's the only reason it's a little bit of a bigger town is there are some houses surrounding the area, but in terms of like actual any kind of commerce and trade, there's just like the one little bit here. Like there's the tavern, there's the general store, and that's about it. Not a
Might
lot.
be good to get a bird's eye view on this. If
Yeah.
only we had somebody. Fly. Do a little aerial reconnaissance.
I'm sorry about that. What am I doing?
We're on the hunt for halflings. But not to eat, just to find, because we want to talk to them.
We're pretty scrawny. You could probably find something better for food. But
Yeah. But can't see him out here, so I don't know if you might be able to take to the skies and use your scouting ways to see if we could find them.
Or
I can do
since
that.
you were out here standing by you might have seen the direction they walked off in.
Yeah.
Last I saw, they were walking that way.
Yeah, that actually would like so. So anyway, Therian and Mordecai, you actually would have noticed the halflings because since you were kind of just standing around, standing watch outside the tavern. You did notice the two halflings that Beans had been talking to just walk off into a certain direction and then enter a building not too far from here. So you do see the building that they went into. It would be a effectively a local residence. So, and one thing that strikes you out about that is that since it was a local residence, and they say they were passing through, they've only been there a couple weeks. You're like, It just seems a little odd. Not too crazy, but just a little odd.
They
Beans,
point me to that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in the general direction of the house that they went into, do I see where there's potentially a way for me to approach the house in such a way that any windows or whatever wouldn't be facing me to where I could get out of sight?
Oh yeah. There's only like 2 windows on the entire building. It's a pretty low rent kind of domicile. Not too much. You could probably assume like it would probably be roughly into like the size of the building that you can see on the outside. You would probably guess it's like roughly a studio apartment in terms of like size. So yeah, there's at least 2 sides of the building that don't even have any windows.
And ground level?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ground level.
Then I would just kind of skip in the general direction, heading kind of that general direction, and then just kind of make a right turn in between houses and still just being myself, and then just kind of out of sight. And then potentially be a little bit more stealthy. Potentially, I say.
Potentially. Well,
could be.
Let's see.
Could be. I think I'm pretty stealthy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you disappeared from sight.
That's a 25, yeah.
The rest of the party said, "Where the shit did he go?" Yeah. Everyone has lost sight of Beans at this point, other than Beans. You know where you are. But everyone else, no.
Do I? But, and while in that particular condition, and mainly just using the terrain and stuff like that, houses, buildings, whatever, I've spent a lot of time playing hide and seek inside of cities.
Have?
From people like Morgan. But anyway, because I don't like to play with her axes nearly as much as she does. So anyway, so I use that to get around to where I potentially could to listen or hear or kind of pay attention to where those other halflings went. Because if anybody asked me if they were, I would just say I was looking for them, of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you are kind of up next to the building where you're kind of like putting yourself into a position where you could listen, go ahead and give me a perception check as you are basically you're trying to listen in on what's going on in there. Okay, so you can tell that there are halflings inside this building. You recognize the same voices that you were talking to. However, you can't make anything out. You don't know what they're saying, or really, I mean, you're not even sure if it's just the two of them or there's a third voice. You can't really make it out.
So I'm not around a window or a door, but looking maybe if I'm on the side, thinking that I would have gone to the side first. Is there a back door or a back way?
Yeah, there is basically the way the building is set up, there is a window on each kind of like side wall, and then there is a back door and a front door to the house. But there's no windows built into the door. It's just a plain blank door. So, there's no peepholes either. But yeah, there is a back door.
I would assume that the window is probably far enough up for a normal person to look out that I could easily be under said window.
I was going to say, you don't even have to crouch. you just walk right under. If you kept close to the wall, that wouldn't say yeah.
So I would try to get into that position to see if I could better make out how many voices and potentially what's being said.
Okay. So you're near like the back door or underneath the window?
Underneath the window.
Okay. Give me one more perception check as you're kind of like listening. So are you listening in or are you also trying to peek in?
No, I'm not trying to peek yet.
Okay. Okay. So with that roll, you do hear them talking a little bit. You hear that you can make out a little bit that they seem to be talking about the newcomers, but you don't actually know really what they're saying, but you can tell that they're having a conversation about the fact that you and everyone else is in town. Yeah. That's really the only thing that you can get from it.
And I can't make out if there's more than two voices?
At this point, you can actually tell that there are just the two of them that are in there. So you were able to narrow it down that it's just the two people you were talking to. So, yeah, yay, better perception check.
Okay. I slide back around to the backside to pop back out on the far side of whatever the two buildings over are and head back toward the group.
Okay.
And just kind of give them the basics that there's already people talking about us just even being in the town. And these are people that supposedly don't live here.
How long have they been here?
They said 2 weeks, but I'm not sure on their trustworthiness because I wasn't really checking.
I'm willing to bet that's a lie. They're definitely hiding something.
Agreed.
Do we know when these problems started?
No one asked.
Any bets to say that we're not the first people sent out this way to check on this?
1000% correct.
We might be the first group outside of the guard sent, but maybe not. But definitely, I would have thought that they would have sent somebody that worked for them and for a lot less than 500 gold.
Yeah, just ordered and then it didn't work out. There was probably a couple of versions of that before they got to us.
You know, we've only been paid to investigate what's going on. We don't have to actually solve the problem.
Well, we still don't know what's going on. I mean, right now we know something's happening, but we've been told that something's happening. I think we need to figure out what it is.
We've been told in the city that there's a problem. We've been told here that there's no problem, yet we know that there's somebody being fishy and Morgan's got a date. So we've got to try to figure out kind of where all of this comes together, I suppose. So either, I don't know, we could go ask the halflings directly. I don't know, maybe if Raymond, you want to try your Ed mask and see if they'll talk to you under guise, or we got to find this Connor fella and take him behind a woodshed. So What do we think we want to do here?
Well,
Where
if
do
you
we wanna
want to lure Ed out there, Morgan, we can interrogate Ed there, and maybe some of these other people will be a little bit more willing to talk to somebody that they recognize.
If we do it in the street, everyone will see it, and then hopefully it'll shake someone loose.
Do we want 70 or 80 potential miners unhappy with us at the same time? I mean, I could probably take, a quarter of them maybe, but there's a lot.
I watched you shoot a man in the neck underneath a table in a bar. I think we'll be okay.
Sure, with Ed and 2 halflings, but 80?
60 is usually my limit.
Maybe we make ourselves scarce until it's tonight when they're all meeting up at that party tonight, right?
If I were to guess, because maybe somebody's done this before, when I was playing at the bar, is when people that were like looking for me came looking for me. It's possible that if we just kind of chilled out till this evening, we might find somebody that will come directly to us, and then we could turn the tables on them, and then have them give us information. And then we'd only be hurting the person that's probably was coming to hurt us in the first place, instead of Ed, because I still think he's pretty much a nice guy and just a worker.
As long as we get to hurt somebody, it's fine.
I mean,
that's a great plan.
It's probably already 3 or so since we got here, about 2, and the evening's not far apart. If we found a place to have a good meal and everything, and then people should start coming into the taverns after that.
Yeah, no, Beans is absolutely right. It is probably about 2 hours from sundown, so you would probably expect workers to start, funneling out of the mine soonish.
It's a good plan, Beans. That's a good plan. Let's follow that.
Because everything they've said so far says they're still mining just as effectively as they were before. It just doesn't seem to be going to the big city.
And then we'll, if as a backup, if we need to, then I'll just lure Ed out and it'll be fine.
All right.
Rip.
So, final plan. I'm assuming it sounds like you are waiting for the evening. Is that what I gathered from all that? And then you will be making your way back to the tavern. Just trying to make sure I understand the ins and outs of this plan. There's also the backup contingency plan of date night with Morgan and Ed. All right, so we still got that. There's also halfling shenanigans with possible beans going on with them, especially if they're performing tonight. Just I'm assuming it's hang out at the tavern for the next 2 hours and see who comes in. Is that what I'm gathering?
Is that the most common place to find food, or is this even big enough to have its own restaurante type place?
No, this would be honestly the only location for any kind of food, and this is probably where.
So it'd probably be the tavern that we'll go hang out at.
Yeah.
Do we want to hang out in there? Or do we want to stay like with the horses and keep an eye on the entrance and see who comes in and out? Because because Connor's been described as like a pretty big dude, right? It's the biggest or the strongest of the miners, and that's how he was in charge. Like, would we know him by sight if we saw him go walking in, or do we want to just stay and hang out because it's more comfortable inside?
Well, ideally, if we were going to probably want to get out of at least sight for the most part, because trouble's going to find us before we find it.
It always seems to find me. I don't know why.
You just have a penchant for it. Whatever that word is.
It's that kava blend you're winging around.
I don't remember pinching anybody, but I do have the kava blend.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. We're the outsiders in this town, and they're not going to be very loose-lipped around us. So if we all go hang out inside the tavern, I guarantee you they ain't going to be talking about what we need to hear.
Well,
however,
yeah.
With Raymond's ability to change his face, which I still say is creepy.
Cool.
I say we go take and restrain Ed while Raymond disguises himself as Ed and goes in there to try and gather more information because they're going to be a lot more talkative around somebody that they know. Meanwhile, the rest of us should stay out of sight, make it look like we all left town.
Okay. New plan.
But I said I was going to play with the halflings tonight. But I'll go wherever y'all say.
Little man, I don't think they want to play with you.
That's an assumption.
It is, but I think it's a correct assumption.
Okay.
You don't have to trust me. We haven't known each other very long. It's just that's the vibe I'm getting from them.
Well, I know this one time where somebody didn't care for me and they tied my hands and they took me to where they were going to talk to me. And then they left for a little bit and they left like gold there. And so I just untied myself and took the gold and left. I'm just saying, it happens.
All right. Okay, final plan? Or have we have it settled? So someone's gonna have to break down exactly what the plan is because there's like 3 or 4 floating around right now. So very entertaining conversation though. I just would like to point out.
Come on, Raymond, lay it on us.
Don't look at me. I'm just all right, Morgan. If you're gonna do this, if you're willing to do this, then I think that's the better play, and then we can figure out where the boss is, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
And then we can hack off some little toes and fingers or something, and they can talk.
Ouch.
I love it.
So, should I ask Ed to maybe see if he wants to go on a walk? And maybe some of you can be waiting somewhere to ambush? What are we thinking here?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Or maybe have Ed take you to where he lives, so we're out of the street. We can do whatever we need to do.
That is also an option.
Yeah, Mordecai and I could just kind of follow behind. Once we get close to the door, we can just rush him.
All right. All right, let's do that.
Are we going to act like we ride out of city? The rest of us? Are we going to look like we're riding out and then like go around the corner and park the horses and then walk back over behind the bar area? Or
is there any like wood line around the city or
yeah, there is.
Town?
Mm-hmm. This is actually a rather densely packed in forest area. Like I said, they need lots of lumber. So you see some of the areas is kind of clear cut, but beyond that, plenty of trees to block sight. All right. So sounds like it's up to you, Morgan. What are you doing? It sounds like we know where you're going.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. This is gonna be a thing. I might need another beer. Okay, so
Liquid courage.
Would you like a fancy dress, Morgan? As I pull a fancy dress out of my bag of holding.
No, I'll go like this. This is fine. This is fine. But thank you. I'll have to remember that you have that. That might come in handy at some point. Maybe when we get back to Inaron and I talk to Bob.
Or true love.
Oh.
Okay. So, dear Lord. All right. So I'm going to go into the tavern and look around and see if Ed is in there.
Mm-hmm. He is still there. Exact same seat he's been in, because honestly, you haven't been outside that long. And you see there are, where once there was just one empty mug next to him, there are now 2 empty mugs next to him, and he is working on a 3rd. So, like I said, it is his day off. He is having a good day.
Right. And remind me, did we say that everyone else is going to be Like, are you guys acting like you're leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're like gonna make ourselves scarce, act like we're leaving the town. But then once we see you head toward Ed's place, we were going to tail you.
I'm just trying to figure out what to tell Ed why I'm coming back from the tavern. Okay.
Just tell him that we suck, and you needed some companionship because you thought we were a great team, and it turned out it was all for nothing, and we're a bunch of losers, and you wanted to spend more time with
You
the
need a
men.
little bit of comfort.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So I'm gonna go, see Ed sitting there in the bar, and as I sit back down on the bar on my stool there, I'm gonna touch him on the shoulder again and be like, "Hi, I'm back."
Oh, my goodness, that wasn't very long. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna. Hey, Morgan, right? Hey, right.
Right.
Okay,
Hey,
okay. I'm gonna go ahead and return the favor, see, because I knew there was something there between us. I was feeling it. I had that. What do they call that? Insight. I believe I had some of that. So hey there, Billy, come on over here. I would like to buy this young fine lady a drink. All right. She is new to town. All right, everybody. This is Morgan. Hands on. Huh? And I'm just trying to let everybody know that she's with me, right? She came to have a chat with me. So Morgan, what is it that you are? Like I said, I saw that you had your friends earlier, and you brought them over to the table and things like that, and I see that you're alone now. What's happening? What brings you back?
They, like I was telling you, we just met, and in a row there, and they decided they were just kind of done, and I'm too tired for more travel for the night. I decided I need to take a night to just chill and relax and have some fun. And you're right, you do got that insight, because I felt a little connection between us too. So I thought maybe if you're back in here, maybe we can spend a little more time together.
You know what? Absolutely. You know what? When I first saw you walk in this bar, I wouldn't have taken you for someone that was up for a little bit of fun. These here were kind of they were. It's a little intimidating. A lot of men don't like a strong woman, but me, I'm like, hey, you know what? That's fine. You can wine and dine me. It is fine. I'm happy with it. You can take the lead. I will follow. So where is this night leading us there, Morgan? This is looking like a grand old evening to me. So what's going on? And by the way, at this point, you have another mug in front of you of ale. He did buy it.
I'm gonna. Well, I'm gonna, hold the mug and basically offer him a little cheers and be like, "Well, hopefully we're gonna have a nice fun night. What are you thinking?" And give a little cheers.
Well, this sounds fantastic. Yes, all for it. It sounds great. What are we doing? You know what? I'm rushing into things. I apologize. You said you were from the Midlands originally, yeah? So
yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself. What are your parents like? How long you live there? I don't mean to be rude. I just got ahead of myself. I feel like I was getting excited, as you see here, and he points to his now empty mugs. It's like I was just getting I was letting it get the better of me. So I'm trying to be a gentleman here. So just tell me about yourself. What have you been up to?
Well, much like your daddy taught you the tools of the trade, my daddy taught me the tools of the trade too, except my trade and his trade was more defending the Midlands and protecting the little guy and, the workers, the fine workers like you. And that's part of the reason why I am passionate about, protecting the Midlands.
Oh, okay. Well, I see you are a person of great means. I'll put it that way. I don't want me to offend. That's so. So yeah, how can I help you? I mean, yeah, just what's going on? Like, I see you came back. Sounds like we're gonna have some fun. Like how you want to do this? Like, I'm game. I just don't want to, you know how to say, you know, maybe I want to play hard to get. You know, I've had a couple people do that to me. This might be fun. A little role reversal. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's not gonna happen. But I thought it might be fun to try. All right. Well, this has already been a great evening because I have made you laugh, and anytime I can make a woman laugh, that's a win in my book. So, all right.
Well, you apparently seem to be good at that, Ed. Well, I'm new here. I don't know what there is for fun.
Not a whole
mostly
lot.
Just
you're kind of seeing it. This is it.
You know, that's kind of what the vibe I got. You know, really, I'm gonna be honest with you, Ed. It's been a lonely travel. What lonely roads, lonely nights.
It's been a lonely life for me.
Yeah, I feel that. Me too. I would like to not be alone for once. Maybe even just for one night.
Oh, snap. I mean, all right. Okay, you want to, like, what? Like, I live alone, so, I've been alone all the time, so it's been nights get real cold around here. I wouldn't mind if a little bit of comfort, if that's what you're talking about. I mean, at this point, when you're talking about it, he's starting to reflect a little bit on his own life, and he's getting a little like, boy, that sure would be nice.
Would be nice, especially on a cold night like this. Have you had dinner yet?
I have not, unless you count this. This is any 6 point.
That is a good dinner. That is a good dinner. But do you maybe at your place have some more sustenance to
yeah, sure.
Keep your energy up?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we can go grab ourselves a bite to eat back at my place if that's what you're into.
Maybe. I mean, like I said, new here. Maybe we could just go there and.
I'm just saying, I'm not any kind of culinary masterpiece, but I can cook some potatoes.
I'm easy to please. I like potatoes.
Potatoes.
Maybe we can head there, get some potatoes, and spend some time getting to know each other and see where the night goes.
All right.
Well, and as I say that, I'm gonna like gently place my hand on his shoulder again.
I'll just put it this: Ed is enthusiastically all in. No perception or persuasion check needed. He's happy. He's good to go. So there you go. He is willing to lead the way back to his place if you are interested.
All right. Well, Ed, when you're done with your drink there, I'm gonna finish my drink, and then why don't you lead the way?
All right. So he leads the way back to his place. All right. So
I follow.
Yep. Okay. So
do we see them leave the tavern?
Since you were specifically from your vantage point, it was probably a long way off. If you really wanted to, you could probably do some aerial reconnaissance and no one would have really noticed you. So yeah, you probably could notice that, at this point in time, there's not a lot of people going in and out of the bar, and you do notice 2 people leaving the tavern. I mean, from the far off distance of the tree line, you can't 100% be sure that it's them, but you can make a good guess.
We're going to assume, or at least I am.
Okay.
I think that's them. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, we'll start to follow from a distance.
From a distance. All right. So you make your way back into the tavern and you head in, and at this, is there a specific time you were looking to go into there? Are you looking at that kind of evening time, or did Morgan your little rendezvous? Did you wait for the evening, or did you go right back into the bar? I'm just kind of curious what time it would be.
My initial rendezvous with Ed before heading to the house?
Yes. Like, what time did you head into the bar at this point? I'm just kind of curious at the time frame you're thinking. Did you wait for the basically dusk?
I don't know if we decided if we were gonna wait or not. I don't remember, to be honest.
Okay. Well, considering how long it probably took them to get out of town, kind of get in a tree line, we can assume at this point the sun is pretty much down. So I will just say that's roughly where you're doing. And you do see a few more patrons kind of heading towards the bar at this point. So they're on and making their way into the town. So it is filling up a little bit more as the people are coming from their homes. Now, as you are making your way into the tavern, go ahead and give me a perception check, everybody.
Me too.
Not you, Morgan. You're preoccupied.
Way.
Oh, I'm busy.
Why are we going back into the tavern?
Well,
I thought we were going to watch and then follow Morgan and Ed to the house.
You could do that too. It's up to you guys. I was.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going back in.
That was the idea
in the tavern.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you were following them back to the okay, now that's tracking. That's what I was trying to suss out what exactly you were trying to do. Okay. So as you were making your way through town, you do see some people are headed towards the tavern. Raymond, with your perception check, you do notice that it's a little strange that you don't notice anyone coming specifically from anywhere other than just their homes going into the tavern. You would have expected at this point in time, as the sun is starting to set, the day is kind of coming to an end, you would have assumed some people would have been coming off from the west, where you see the mountain range kind of is, where the mine is likely at. Everyone is just coming from their homes. You don't see anyone coming from the mine.
Well, we better get some information out of Ed, because there's nobody coming from the mine.
Okay. All right. So, as Ed leads the way back to his house, he's he's a little nervous, little like not really sure exactly what's happening. He opens the door, leads the way in. Very meager, settlement, little house that he's got there. He does live alone, and he starts heading into the kitchen to start, making some food. The other four of you, I'm assuming, another 10 to 15 minutes, you probably are able to kind of track and get and catch up with her. You know roughly where that she is at.
Front door, back door, window.
I knock on the front door.
Okay.
Like openly knock on the front door.
Wait, yes. To answer your question, Beans, pretty much the same layout as all the houses in here. Very very basic homes. So you knock on the front door, and Morgan, you are kind of sitting there, probably at some of his only seating that he has available, which is kind of at a table, as he was trying to pull out some of his whatever food that he had available, most likely the potatoes that he was about to start cooking. And he's like, oh shoot, who the heck could that be? So he walks over and he opens the door and he says, can I help you? You're one of the new ones, right?
Howdy, go to sleep. And I cast sleep.
Okay. All right. So give me a 5d8, and I'll tell you right now, it's impossible for you to not make him sleep. But go ahead and give me a roll to see if Morgan feels sleepy too.
I mean, are we talking real life or?
So as you cast the spell, just so you know, Ed, very low hit points. He had 5. So Morgan, in the range, you fall asleep too. Yeah, so if you read the spell there, basically it's based on hit point max, and in the range you got caught, but you can just nudge you and you'll wake right back up. So there you go. You're awake again.
I was gonna start laying my head down on my desk here.
Nice work, Ray.
I'm assuming he like face plants into the the porch.
It was much more. He started to fall forward. You probably caught him and then just kind of lowered him back down. So yeah, there you go. You have a passed out Ed on his front door as his front porch.
Can you wake her up? And I fumble around with Ed because I'm not great with strength.
Let's say I can pick him up, put him in a chair, and tie him up. I've got rope.
Okay.
I shut the door behind us.
Okay.
I wake Morgan up. Sorry.
I don't even know what happened. What happened?
Just
Should I
a
be
little
worried?
nap. It was fine.
Okay.
Okay, so you have a sleeping Ed. I'm assuming tied up in a chair at this point.
Yeah, that's what I
Mhm.
assume I could do.
Yes, yeah. So with this spell, you could wake him up with just a little, pretty much slap in the face. It'll wake him up. But great in combat if you want to make him go night night. But there you go. He's still asleep until you do something.
All yours, buddy.
Mordecai, may I?
What?
May I go first?
Be my guest.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Can I just punch him in the face, wake him up?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I need to roll anything or unarmed strike or.
No. Technically, well, I mean, I guess if you want to get really technical, but we're gonna say no. He's asleep. I don't think you're gonna miss. It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, you give him a punch. What is your strength modifier, by the way?
It's +3.
Okay, so you did 4 damage to him because that's the way unarmed strikes work. It's 1 plus your strength mod. So,
okay.
So you deck him pretty hard, honestly. And he comes to, and he's not looking good, especially considering how many hit points this level 0 NPC would have. And he looks at you and just goes, "What the hell, man?"
Ooh, it looks like he broke your nose there, and I go to set it like as most painful as I can.
Yeah, so he screams in pain, is because you would have done some pretty serious damage to his face there.
Okay.
Inspiration for Doko.
Okay.
All right, so he's very frightened. He's rather intimidated. But just for good measure, go ahead and give me an intimidation roll. Let's see how intimidating you are being right now.
Okay.
I think it's intimidating. Yeah, it is intimidating. Oh, you are quite intimidating. I'll put it that way. So he is about to be soiling himself in a moment. So yeah, go ahead and ask whatever questions that you would like.
Okay. I say, all right, you primitive screwhead, listen up. You see this? This is my boomstick, the fiery sword of Seif. S-Mart's top of the line. You can find this in the sporting goods department. That's right. This sweet baby was made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Retails for about $109.95. Got a walnut grip, cobalt blue steel, and a razor edge. And it'll fuck your shit up if you don't answer my questions.
Hey,
There's something wrong in this town.
Okay.
And I know you know something. And you are not telling us the truth. And you see this chick behind me? You think I'm bad? She'll rip your face off, put it back on, and rip it off again just because it's fun. Trust me.
I'm gonna take out my axes and just kind of hold them for a second.
All right, give me
Give
me an intimidation roll there too as well, Morgan.
You don't want to tangle with that one.
Intimidation. There.
All right. So, Morgan, you
A
pull
3
out your axe
for those who can't see the rolls.
and you're like, "Yeah, listen to him." It's that level of I mean, I don't know. He just assumes it's like from this role, he is absolutely petrified from Therian. He still kind of thinks you're into him.
That's okay. Okay, that's about right. Yep.
Perfect.
Look, that's good. Okay.
All right. So
we were sent down here to find out what's going on at this mine. We know that there's something going on. You're coming out of your homes. You're only going from one place to another. There's nobody coming in or out, and we have not seen a single shipment come out of this place. Now, you are either going to tell us what is going on here, or this entire group is going to treat your dome like a piñata. So what in the hell is happening here?
All right. So at this, Ed starts to spill his guts. He says, "Well, a while back, there's a man that came to town, and he was talking to Connor. Okay, Morgan, I told you about Connor, right? He's kind of kind of the boss around here. Like what he says kind of goes. So what happened is, shoot, I don't even remember this guy's name, but anyway, he basically said that, hey, I got a plan, and I got a plan to kind of fix what's going on. And I don't really know what he meant by fix what's going on, but as of right now, we're all furloughed. Okay, we're still getting paid. Shipments are still going out, just not what I understand. We're not mining, right? Someone is paying. I don't know how. I'm still getting a paycheck. It's been fantastic. That's why I was at the bar today. Told you it was my day off. That was not a lie. All right. So yeah, this guy, he basically said, I got a plan to fix everything. And I mean, Connor just basically said, you know, you don't have to come to work tomorrow. And this was honestly like 2-3 weeks ago. So it's been about 3 weeks. Yeah, I've been off work about 3 weeks now. That's why I've been probably in such a chipper mood. And I just, still getting paid. At least I received my last paycheck, last week. Hoping I get my next one, next week. But it's been a pretty sweet gig. I didn't ask too many questions, but yeah, no one's working right now. Please don't hurt me.
Yeah.
Where do we find Connor?
Where's
Connor?
Oh, I haven't seen him around town. I think he's still in his back office in the mine.
How do we get there from here? Don't lie to me.
I wasn't gonna lie to you, man. The only way that I'm aware of is it's in the back of the mine. Like if you head out west, from town, you'll follow the trail. As of before 3 weeks ago, we would take every single day to head into the mine and get to work, but no one's been working lately because Connor said he's got a plan to fix everything. And I don't know what that plan is, but hey, hell, I'm still getting paid and I'm not working. It's a pretty freaking sweet plan for all I care.
What kind of security do they have?
Well, that's an interesting one because Connor said he knew that people like you would be showing up right around now. And I'm guessing you probably thought that you're not the first, and well, that's true. You're not the first. Well, and the last party that came in here, they were kind of rude. They didn't, hey, Morgan, you were really kind to me, and I really appreciate that. So, you guys have been great, other than you. Ow, my nose hurts. But, they just stormed off to the mine, and then no one saw from them again. So, I don't know. They got some local people. I don't know what they're called. They talk in this goofy little language. They kind of almost they sound like lizards or something. I just got the hell out of there. I didn't want to deal with lizard folk or not. I don't know what they are. They're kind of they look mean, and I don't know. They're angry. They're angry little guys. But Connor basically is just, he's feeding them, keeping them happy. So they're kind of like acting as his guards. So I don't know. What else do you want to know?
How many of them are there?
Shoot. When I haven't actually been into the mines for 3 weeks, and I know that the last party, there was 4, 5, 6 of you. They took them out. You guys look much scarier than them, though. I don't know. Especially you. Wow.
What's keeping them from eating you when you come and visit and get your paycheck?
Oh, well, that's the thing is last week when I got my paycheck, Connor actually showed up, but that's the last time I saw him in the entire 3-week period was when he came doling out paychecks. No, I haven't been to the mine in 3 weeks. It's been fantastic, I tell you. I'm I'm basically getting paid to not work and lie to people like you. So sorry about that, but hey, it's pretty great. Until you punch me in the face, asshole.
Well, we have to get answers one way or the other. Sorry you had to be the sacrificial lamb, but I think you understand what
I
our
understand.
goal is here.
It's my chatty nature. I see how it is. I mean, everyone wants to talk to old Ed. Shit. I get it.
I appreciate you being cooperative at this point. And who else from the group has any questions for this malleable
trust you to
gentleman?
keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. Give me a. Well, are you trying to intimidate him or persuade him?
Otherwise, my big scruffy friend here is going to come back and visit you again.
Okay. Exit. Give me a persuasion or intimidation, depending on what you're doing. Probably closer to persuasion based on the way you said it. Yeah. He's like, I ain't saying shit. And but he does say, what do you want me to tell him about my nose? Like, what?
You fell down the stairs.
No, I got a better idea. I can take care of that. I'm going to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on him.
All right. Yeah. So his face. Woo! And you did more than the 4 he took. So, yeah, you see his face kind of, the bruise goes away, and it kind of the little weird goofiness that had happened to his nose kind of like pops back into place. He's still got a little bit of dried blood on his face, but no, he's ship shape, and he's like, shoot, man, I like you. See, I was prejudging. I didn't see. I don't. Yeah, that's okay. You're a good egg. Shoot, egg. I'm sorry.
That's what my mama always told me too.
Oh, okay. I just say things sometimes. I didn't know if that was offensive to a bird person like you. I don't even know if you hatch. I don't know. Never mind. Ignore me.
Now, Ed, do you happen to have a map of the mine handy?
No, I don't. I mean, I've been just working there my entire life. I don't have no map of it. It's not too
rough
complex.
Description. Could you describe the layout?
Yeah. So he's like, okay, well, if you want a quick description, let me go ahead and give you one. And he's like, well, when you first walk into the mine, there's just a big opening kind of into the mountain face, and you head right in. And normally on my day's work is I head off to the right where there's a big opening. And usually that's where, we store a lot of our tools. It's kind of like a staging ground where we kind of start the day. There's another tunnel that goes kind of straight, just like if you were to come in and just go straight. That's kind of an older shaft. No one really goes down there anyway. I don't know. I haven't been there in a long time. People tell stories about some crap going on down there, but I just don't go down that way. So anyway, I head off to the right after I come in. And then we just got tunnels going in and out, and it goes for a while. But anyway, if you were to take that right-hand side and just keep going, eventually you'll come to a bend where you can either keep going straight back into the tunnel, or you can kind of come back the other way. And that's where you would find the old office where, they actually built up that office. I mean, they call it an office, but it's just a large, building within the mine that they built it up to better support the mine. There's starting to have a lot of cave-ins several years back, so they kind of built in a large stone enclosure. In fact, if I understand correctly, they hired some dwarves to help us out because we were jacking the thing up, from my understanding, long time ago, and they were like, "Oh, well, here's your problem." They came in and fixed us right up. So, hey, now we have an office in the back of the mine. It's pretty sweet, honestly. I've, had a couple of meals back there.
You're rambling. Is that where we'll find Connor?
Yes, it's the only office, quote unquote, in the mine. I mean, it's a little weird that there's an office in the mine, but hey, there it is.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right.
Anybody got any other questions?
Ed, can
You
you,
said, oh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
you go ahead. You,
No, you're fine. Go.
I was just going to say, you said that a man came saying he was going to fix everything going on. What did that man look like? Do you know anything about him?
He's like, yeah, he was quite the burly fella. Like if you thought the lot of you were intimidating, this man scared the bejesus out of me when I saw him. He was rather large, and he had a sword on his back that looked to be about the size of, well, that fella over there, and he points to Therian. And it looked like he could do some damage with that thing, so I don't know. He said he had a plan, and he was coming to do it. He had he was walking around with a large brown coat. Like, he didn't have a hood on. No, but he did have long black hair and a beard. Yeah, just black hair and a beard. And probably, like, if I were to guess, the guy was probably about 6'4". Dude was big. Yep. Big guy. Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Well, it looks like now we have a lead. I mean, Raymond did say we didn't really have to go solve this problem, but now we know exactly what's going on.
Well, Ed, I'm not a big fan of leaving loose ends. Are you going to be staying in here tonight, or are you going to cause trouble?
I'm not going nowhere. This man looks very scary, and I don't want to disappoint my date.
That seems like the right answer.
Now, I don't know if that's still going to happen, but
Well,
fingers crossed.
Just a question, Ed. Where do they keep the coin that they pay you?
Well, honestly, I don't know. My guess would be either the office or back at Connor's house. And he explains that Connor's house is about 3 houses down. Yet, like you said, he hadn't seen him there in several days, or really since the past week when he came out of the mine to dole out payments. So he's like, yeah, he could keep it in his house, or it would be in the back of the mine. And then, honestly, if I were to guess, it's in the back of the mine because, you know, that big scary man showed up and things started changing. But I mean, until I got punched in the face, it was changing for the better. So thanks for healing me, though. I feel much better.
Just can't let that punch go there, bud, huh?
Trouble and inconvenience were all mine.
Should we go poking around Connor's house?
We could set it on fire if we'd like.
So we think that Connor's in the office in the mine based on what he said. Is that?
Yeah.
Am I on the right track? So do we know where Connor's house is, or we need to?
Yeah, he said
It's a few houses down.
Pretty much.
Like okay. Sorry.
Like a 3-minute walk.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go check that out.
Okay.
As we leave Ed's house, I turn around, I point 2 talons at my eyes, and then I point my finger at him.
As you're kind of filing out, he does kind of yell a little bit, not super loud. He doesn't want anyone to hear because he's, doesn't want you guys to be mad at him. But he does say, "Is anybody gonna untie me?" He's just.
I'll untie him because I need my rope back, so I'll untie him.
Okay.
At some point, but it won't. Let him up. We get face to face. I get right up into his nose and don't forget what we talked about. And then, yeah, we got Birdman over there. Then we walk out.
Okay, so
before I leave, I'm going to walk up to him, give him an apologetic kiss, and then leave.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, he's he's very stunned and he doesn't know what to make of it. He's very confused. He's just like,
I'm okay with this.
He doesn't. He's like, thank you. I think. And he like feels like poison or something. He's very confused. He's like, I think he read it in a comic book or something one time. He's like, yeah, Black Widow or something. I don't know. All right. So you're heading to Connor's house, it sounds like. Is that what's going on?
Are we all heading there?
I don't know what.
I was
Beans wanted to
outside
do?
circling, but I'll be glad to follow y'all over there. I was
Yeah,
just making sure nobody snuck up on us.
Okay.
Didn't see anything out there, Beans.
I don't believe so because nobody told me I did.
Okay.
No, he didn't see anything out of the ordinary. No, no one really passed by at the point when you guys went in there. Pretty much everyone was already either staying in their house or, already in the bar. So not a lot of activity. Okay, so you kind of saunter your way through the street, and there you go. You see it is I'm not going to call it a large house, but it is a larger house. There is a door. There's a window on either side of the door. Nothing too out of the ordinary, but you can tell that there is actually some steps leading up to the door. It's not just this kind of like almost shack of a building. And yeah, that is you are standing outside of the kind of supervisor / boss of the town who apparently made some deal who pretty much got everyone off of work for at least 3 weeks now.
As Ed, I'm going to knock on the door. Hey, boss.
So, when you knock on the door, you do hear some shuffling from the other side, and door opens, and you see who you would probably assume, and your assumption would be correct, is Connor's wife. All right. She opens the door.
Where's Connor?
He's like, she looks at you and says, can I help you? Are you looking for Connor?
We got a bit of emergency. I've got some new friends here. They're willing to help out. We got a bit of a crisis. I need to talk to the boss.
Okay. He's not in, but I think I could send a courier to go get him. As you're aware, no one is really going in or out of the mine right now. Because she doesn't know your name. She doesn't really know Ed's name at this point. She mostly just wants to kind of stay at home with the kids, kind of wife. But she recognizes the person that you look like at the moment, and she's like, "What exactly is the emergency? What should I tell him? Should he tell him to come here? Like, what's happening?"
Well, we got some out of towners here, and they're stirring up some trouble there down by the tavern.
Okay. All right. Well, I will send word for him to come back. I mean, it might take him a while to get there, but I think I can get him to be here in about an hour, maybe 2. Is that enough time? I mean, he's been away for a while now. I mean, as you know.
Well, it might be easier for me to go speak to the boss. Thank you.
All right. Well, yeah. Have a fantastic evening, I guess. We'll see you later, maybe. Yeah.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Okay, so she slowly closes the door, a little confused, but nothing too. She doesn't seem like she's gonna go say anything. All right. So close the door, or she closes the door, and there you go. You are outside the house still. Where would you like to go next?
Well, plan B.
I'm thinking we're going to have to go into the mine.
Agreed.
Shame. I was looking forward to lighting that house on fire. That's all right.
We need more information than we have to have succeeded.
Well, I was hoping to get Connor here. And I'm tired of talking like Ed, so I go back to Raymond.
I'm sure he's going to want to know exactly what's going on. I mean, we could go back and tell him, yeah, there's some tomfoolery happen, but we don't exactly know what's happening. So, are we really done?
Hey, we can go to the mine and see.
Well, my idea is to get his help, in quotes, help, out of the mine to go help out the trouble at the tavern. So it's a little less we have to deal with if we decide to confront him.
Probably wouldn't be a good idea for you to go by yourself, though. It sounds like there's some strange things going on in there.
No, I can't. I'm definitely not going to go in there with a bunch of lizard things that ate who knows who.
Okay. All right. So, what would you like to do next at this point? Like to go to the mine? It's up all up to you.
I think we're going to head to the mine.
I think we're gonna have to.
I mean, the fact that we've, basically intimidated a poor miner, and now the mine boss's wife is suspicious of us.
And while Ed might not intentionally talk about us, I don't think he's one that keeps his mouth shut for long periods of time, even in fear.
He
We
does
probably have about 48 hours max.
Let's get to it then.
That's about right.
All right. So, at this point, I'm assuming you are heading off towards the mine. And, yeah, is that an accurate statement?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So, you head towards the mine. There is kind of like I said, a beaten path that leads from the town up to the mine, and you can kind of see where there is a large entrance to the mine off in the distance. And you don't see anyone or any work going on, and you don't see anyone coming in and out. It is getting pretty dark at this point. It is probably, if I were to guess, 5:30 to 6 p.m. And since it is kind of like February-ish time frame right now, it is rather dark. So, as you are approaching, you see several kind of carts. Just one is kind of even looks like to be full of a couple. Would be an iron shipment, and then there's just another empty one, wooden cart off to the side, and you just see some barrels laying around. And then there's an entrance to the mine. What would you like to do?
What kind of barrels?
There are a couple of barrels sitting outside the mine. As you go and investigate them, there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. There does seem to be one that is empty, another one that is empty, and then the third one you see is full of water.
Okay, so no dynamite.
No, you don't see any blasting powder or anything like that in here. No.
I sometimes can be sneaky, and I don't mind trying to just kind of like look around the openings and stuff to see if there's any of those other little lizard people thingies.
Appreciate that.
But if I was to holler, it means I'm going to be coming back your direction really fast, and I might need some help.
We'll cover you.
Does anybody guarding that cart with the iron by any chance?
No, you don't see anyone.
I get some handfuls and load up my bag of holding with some iron ingots.
There you go. You get several iron ingots.
Okay, so we're going to do this.
Okay. So you should, there you go. You are stealth, and you should see roughly where you are all standing on the map at this point. And there you go. There's the entrance to the mine.
Yeah.
So,
I hesitate slightly.
mm-hmm.
Say, by his left tit, why did it have to be a cave? I hate being underground.
You hear in the back recesses of your mind, it's like, because you don't want to be able to OP, then just do everything from the air. That's just messed up. All right.
So being cautious.
I have dark vision, but I'm gonna light some torches so it helps with that a little bit, because even with dark vision, I still can't see in there.
Mhm. I'm going to cast my light spell.
Okay. And what are you casting it on?
I'm going to touch my amulet.
Perfect. You're glowing. All right. All right.
I look back at all the light that just appeared from behind me and kind of shrug and still peek around the corner quietly.
Okay. All right. With your 17 dex save, give me a perception check. Yeah, you don't really see anything there. Let me.
Wait, Dex check. That's Mordecai's.
Yeah, give me a
I
perception
missed
check.
it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you would probably see about there at that point. Perception. So with that, you do hear just some faint voices, but you have nothing. You have no idea what is being said, but you can tell that there is something in the mine. No idea what or whoever it may be. Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can, and you can tell me if I can or can't, actually exit and make a path. You'll see kind of this way to come in on this side and try to sneak behind these
Yeah, go ahead.
bags and stuff.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another stealth check when you do that. Okay. Yeah. From there, nothing seems to have noticed. And what is your, how long is your dark vision at this point? What is the distance? Is it like 60 feet?
I do not believe I have dark vision. Do I?
I don't know. You tell me.
You might not have it, but
Here, let me look at your character sheet. I'll tell.
I'm looking as well. I do not believe that is part of.
Additional sense types. Nope. You do not have any additional senses. So, yeah, what you see is pretty much what you can see on the map there. And most of that is probably coming from Mordecai's glow.
So there's no other light inside the mine whatsoever?
So at this point, here, let me take a look. Oh, yeah. So from your vantage point, I'm actually taking a look. You see a very dim glow of what might be an old campsite. Like, imagine, if you will, like someone who is like several feet off, but it's the equivalent of almost like just a couple embers. And those couple embers are pretty much going out, but you can see very, very faint like silhouettes of some creatures. So you can see some creatures, and they would be kind of northwesterly area from where you are kind of standing. If up is north, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they're
yeah.
Here or they're there?
Yeah, further that. Yeah, further closer that way is where it's. They're actually a little further away, and they do not notice you yet, based on your stealth check. And give me one more perception check from your kind of vantage point there behind those bags. Okay, so with that perception check, you can now hear that they are speaking. The only problem is that you don't know what they're saying. So, because I looked at your character sheet, and you don't speak the language that they're speaking in. So, they're basically saying, it's the kind of equivalent of what they are saying. You can't make it out. But you can, based on that, you can tell that there are at least 4 separate voices as you are listening in. And you can actually catch 1 or 2 of their silhouettes, but that's about it. but you can tell that there are at least 4 voices off in the distance, but you don't know what they're saying.
While I wouldn't understand the words, I have in my time kind of been around a little bit of um, the scaly ones, people that walk around. Do I pick up any of a hiss and or rasp that kind of goes with that type of discussion?
Yeah, you wouldn't notice any specific hiss or rasp. However, give me a history check. Give me a history check. Yeah, you don't know what language they're speaking. No clue.
Yeah. I wasn't looking for the language. I was just looking to see if there was a comparison to a dragon kind or something like that I have.
Yeah, if you were to,
because we were warned that there were small lizard-like things.
Yeah, and you probably think based on the language and kind of what they're saying, you think that Ed was telling the truth, that they are some type of small lizardy almost kind of creature. But from here, you can't tell what they are.
Sure. All right. Well, I'm going to continue to stealthily look to exit and move back toward my party.
Okay.
Do I need another roll for that?
Yeah, give me one more roll as you are making your way back out of the cave. Okay. That roll, let me check something. Oh, you're good to go. Moving on.
Okay. And I would have been listening if there was a change in their tone of voice, things like that. Like I might have done this before.
Yeah. Passive perception, very low on these creatures. Like, whoa, that's much lower than I thought it would be. Yeah, so you're good.
As I get back over there, I at least motion and try to move back toward away from the opening with the light that seems to be emanating from people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then give them the information that just inside the door, approximately 30-ish feet or so in through the cave opening, that there are potential small lizard, koboldy type things.
Yeah, and based on your assumption, yeah, you can tell it was roughly 60 feet from your vantage point is where they were standing. But they didn't notice you because you were very stealthy. And yeah, based on your description, you probably are guessing they are koboldy like creatures. Is an accurate description. Especially with the
I don't think
weird
we're going to be able to
chittering.
get. I don't think we're going to be able to get to Connor without going through those things.
If he could make his sleepy thing, that probably would.
I can do it one more time. Is this the path that Ed said that would snake us through to the office, or is this like the front of the mine?
Yeah, so he said that there were 2 paths going in. There was one that was kind of a smaller, older looking path that they don't use anymore. And then there's the one that would go kind of, northwest. And yeah, that's the direction that Beans was looking, was that larger opening.
Okay. Given what the description, do you want me to make a history check or an arcana check to kind of get an idea what kind of creature he was talking about? Just from description.
Go ahead and give me a history check. See if you have had any experience with such creatures. Yeah, based on the description, you think you're getting an idea. They are pretty common in this kind of area that they could be kobolds, but you're not certain. But
all right.
At this point, probably if you were to place a bet, you'd probably bet it on kobolds. Yeah.
Mordecai, can you use that light spell anymore? Or
I can use it as often as you need it.
I pull out some of those ingots. Can you put them on these? Because kobolds don't like light, and this will help with us getting through and make sure our smashy friends can do some smashy stuff.
Before I do that, I gotta ask, what in the name of Talos is a kobold?
Small lizard dragonkin.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I proceed to cast light on each of the ingots that he hands me.
Yeah,
I hand everybody two.
if you go ahead and link your light spell, you may only be able to put it on one object at a time, but I don't remember. Because it is just a cantrip, and I know there's no concentration involved. But
Let's double check that, yeah.
yeah, I just don't know if you can.
Oh yeah, you're right.
objects.
It's the spell ends if you cast it again or dismiss it.
Yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
never mind.
Yeah, so you can put it on one thing, for sure.
Maybe give it to the melee people so they can actually see what they're hitting.
I mean, I have a torch, so
Hmm.
we could always use that unless we want to like just I don't know, put it in a pocket. I don't know how bright is it.
Oh, it sheds pretty bright. It's pretty bright light.
It sheds light in a 20-foot radius.
Yeah, there you go. 20-foot radius.
A
pretty bright.
bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So are we giving up the chance of being sneaky?
Not
Well, if you
necessarily.
want to see.
We might need it later. Need the light later. I can put them to sleep, or at least try to put them to sleep. But I promise I need to be able to see them. I mean, I can see pretty well in the dark. The problem is I have to get fairly close, and I'm not the sneakiest person.
All right. Good.
Is there, Beans, did you see a place closer to the voices where we could potentially hide?
Well, I don't
So we
know
get
about
real
hide,
closer?
but if you creeped up to that corner, and I describe it on the ground, but you can see where I'm tapping, that corner potentially would then be looking around within the direction that the voices / silhouettes looked back here.
Okay, I will attempt to speak.
I pull out my hand crossbow just to have it ready.
I will make a stealth check.
All right. Check. All right. So you think you are being very, very sneaky, sir.
All right. Can I pick up anything with my dark vision?
How much of a dark vision do you have? Take a look. I'm thinking the answer is yes. All right. Yeah, go ahead and link your dark vision if you can find it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, one sec. Let me see if I can find it.
Don't see it.
Dark vision. Monster. See if it's as in dim light. So my regular vision would be considered dim light. So
Okay. All right. Yeah. So if you're seeing dim light at this point, yeah, you would be able to see that. And they do not see you yet because you successfully snuck up on them. So that is what you see. It's very dimly, but you can tell they're there.
okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put those fools to sleep.
All right. Go ahead and roll that 5d8. Let's see what you got here. Okay, so
25.
So you can see, let's see, I'll go like this. There you go. Go like that. Here, let me. You can see that one went to sleep, and then you saw this one went to sleep. I don't know if you see the little markers. So that's a number, and then that's yep, and then that's gonna be. All right, I'm just doing math in my head here. There we go. Let's see that one as well. And that is it. So 3 kobolds went night-night, and then one of them didn't. So go ahead and roll initiative. Yeah, sound effect for that.
Scared the piss out of me.
Yeah, actually, let me go ahead and reveal some more stuff from that. You'd be able to see from there. You'd be able to see back to there. Yeah, that's about what you could see. All right, let me go ahead and put up the turn tracker.
Oh, I didn't have my token selected.
Didn't have
when
your
I rolled.
token selected.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I can fix it though. All right, so let's see. Yeah, let me go ahead. Initiative.
do I need to roll again?
He can fix it.
Okay.
Here we go. There we go. I was like, why is that doing that? Oh, I couldn't select it. Let me go ahead and yeah, go ahead and roll again for yourself, and then I'll set it to what it was.
Oh, that was convenient. It just rolled what it was.
Oh, there you go. Right. And there you go. And is everyone in the turn order now? Go ahead.
There you go.
And let me see. Therian, let me fix yours to 19. Put it back into descending order. Okay. Now, actually, at this point, yeah, you can all go ahead, and when our little kobold friend here saw his 3 buddies just go and just pretty much fall face first on the in the dirt, they were just like, "Whoa, what the heck happened there?" So he turned to look, and he sees a single bard right there. So there you go. It is. Did I get anyone else messed up? Because I see the only other person. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, Therian, it is going to be yours turn first with that 19.
I think I'm just moving up.
Okay.
Let's see. 30 feet. Does diagonal count, or do I have to go up and down?
Diagonal is totally fine. This is non-Euclidean geometry. I'm not gonna make you do any kind of like hypotenuse kind of thing. It's fine.
I think that puts me right behind Raymond.
Yep. So, would you like to do anything else? Because that is just your movement. If you'd like, and since I know you're a human, is there any you can? Let me see.
Try to throw my javelin at him.
Okay. Did you? What kind of light source do you have there, Therian? Did
I have an ingot that was magically imbued or not?
No, we determined we couldn't do that.
Okay.
You had a torch in your hand.
I just have my torch.
Okay. So you probably are holding a torch with your shield hand, and then right, you kind of like
just like that.
I don't know. I'm trying to picture 3. Like, okay, you could probably do it, but yeah,
I could throw the torch down
yeah,
to like free up my hands.
Mhm.
So like throw the torch down or throw it out.
Sure.
Like throw it out towards there so that there's more light like in that space.
Yep.
And
and you can make a javelin throw. I don't know what the range of a javelin is. It might be at disadvantage at this point, but
30 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, it's just beyond my range.
Okay.
I think from there. So simple thrown range. Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Would you like to do anything else? Would you like to take a dodge? Would you like to ready an action? Because so far, all you've done is taken your movement.
Yeah, I know. Not really. No, I'm good. Let other people jump in on this. They got cooler shit at this point than I do. So
Okay.
let it rip.
All right. So let me see. I'm going to look at this sleep spell real quick. I just want to make sure. Creature within 20 feet. Creature. Yep. Did that. Okay. Yeah. Sleeper takes damage. Or someone using action to shake her sleeper. Okay. Yeah. So they're just asleep until someone wakes them up. I was just curious about that. All right. All right. Next up, Morgan. It is your turn.
Yes.
Yeah. At this point, you can kind of tell that they're like, yep. There's one voice that you hear kind of chittering of like, bah, bah, bah. You don't know what he's saying, but Raymond, I look at your character sheet, you know what they're saying. They're like, holy crap, someone's here, because you speak Draconic.
What is my movement? 30?
30, yes.
30. And each square is 5?
Yep, and any square is 5.
Okay.
And you can diagonal, straight. It doesn't matter. Well, you can't bust through that wall.
Yeah, I'm going around. I'm going around. I'm going around. Don't worry.
You can't pull a hey Kool-Aid, you know. Hold on. Never mind. I take it back. You can certainly try.
Wait, where was I in the beginning? Right here? I think I was right there, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I haven't seen you move your character yet, unless
Exactly.
Oh, you can't actually see me move my token. Just kidding.
Not until you stop it.
Okay, I think I can move to there. Does that seem right to you, Jen?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am a complete noob. So for my special throwing dagger here,
Yes.
for range, it says 20, and then parentheses says 60. What does that mean?
The 60 means you have disadvantage. That is effectively long range, but you can still attack.
Okay.
So yes,
20.
you can fling it, but you will have disadvantage. But just remember, you do have inspiration if you would like to cancel that out and just roll straight.
How you do the measuring thing? I don't know how you did that.
There's like a little. It's one of the icons on the side. You kind of like see like one,
snap
2,
to center.
3. Yeah.
Top left-hand corner.
There you go. 25 feet away.
It's just 25. Damn it. It's just outside of my range.
So yeah.
So my range is 20. Okay. Why the hell not? I'm gonna use that inspiration and I'm gonna chuck my special dagger at him.
Okay. Checky.
So does that mean I'm rolling twice with inspiration?
No. It's gonna cancel out the disadvantage, so you're just rolling straight.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, you hit. And let's see. So you definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage. At least I'm not seeing your damage. Okay. Let's see. So that is.
Wait, is that for thrown? I think that's for thrown. Yeah, it says simple finesse light thrown. So I'm assuming that's throwing damage. Okay.
Yeah, you did a crap ton of damage with that.
1d4 plus 3.
ow, is basically what happened. You throw this dagger, it stabs right into this kobold, and the kobold's kind of like still alive, but doesn't look good. And then it doesn't like it when your, family heirloom magic dagger disappears from its chest and reappears in your hand. It's like, what the crap? Magic daggers. All right. So, did you I'm assuming you do. Do you have a bonus action you would like to use? I don't think you do at level 1. So,
pretty sure I got Jack. So no, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So, since you are good, let's go ahead and go with Mordecai. It's your turn.
All right. I'm going to step around the corner. Move my 25 feet, and then at the obviously wounded kobold, I am going to point my finger and cast Sacred Flame.
All right. Casty. I believe that is a dex save. Is that correct?
Yep. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what to link.
Doo-doo-doo.
Don't hit the sleepy one.
I'm not.
Well, I got an
I'm
idea for
casting
the
on the
sleepy ones.
casting on the one that's very obviously bleeding all over the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. What kind of save is it? Is it dex? I'm assuming.
It's Dex DC 13.
No. And with that, it is impossible for you.
Consumed a pillar of fire.
Yeah. And with that, I'm gonna let you know there is no way you could not kill him because he had 1 hit point left. Well done there, Morgan, with the dagger. And now you technically have 3 sleep kobolds right there. So Sacred Flame has taken them out. Is there anything you would like to do there, Mordecai? I think that was your movement and action.
Yep, movement and action.
Okay. All right, Raymond. Plan for the sleepy ones.
I put this one in my bag of holding.
All right, give me a sleight of hand check. Just make sure you don't wake them up. But yeah, give me a sleight of hand, just because you might wake them up. I'm just kidding. Oh my god.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Yeah, go for it.
Are we doing the reroll for it, or are we just adding the d6?
Go ahead and go ahead and do a reroll. Just see. Oh yeah. You gingerly place this bag of holding onto this kobold's head as you're like, shh. It's okay.
Go to sleep.
slowly place him into the bag as if you're just putting him into a nice little sleeping bag, and he's still asleep, sleepy. He's good. So yeah, you got yourself a kobold in your inventory.
Yeah, for at least 3 minutes until he runs out of air.
And then you have a dead kobold in your inventory.
Pretty much.
Okay. Is there anything else that looked to be your movement, kind of your manipulate object? We'll go ahead and say. So we'll go ahead and say that was probably your action to really slide him in there.
Yeah, I look over and just kind of shrug and come on.
All right. Beans, it's your turn.
I would just come around the corner and will have my crossbow at the ready, but I don't see anything to shoot. So hold position and look around, listen.
Okay. So you're just looking to see if there's anything to shoot, and right now you have technically 2 creatures that you would have disadvantage on because they're prone, because they're nice and sleep. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But in theory, if initiative was over, then we could.
I'm going to go ahead and say initiative is effectively over, only because, technically I accidentally removed the kobold from the turn order, but that's fine. What would you like to do with these last two sleeping ones? Because I mean, there's very little chance that you're not gonna be able to just kill them in one hit with a critical if you do a melee attack on a sleeping object.
I was going to say I was going to approach one of them and basically just jam my spear down into it to put it out of its misery.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and roll advantage and auto crit if you hit.
I don't know which one. Okay, right here.
Okay. Go ahead and roll again, because that was your first roll. Yeah, you hit, so you have automatically crit on the sleeping target. And go ahead.
So basically, 2d6.
Yes, it would be 2d6 plus whatever your modifier is. See if you have
It's technically -1 because I have a -1 strength, but it's a +1 spear, so it cancels out.
All right. All right. So let's see.
And it is. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, it is two-handed. So.
And there you go. That is enough damage to take that one out. So that is another dead kobold. You notice that they've stopped breathing completely, and there is nothing else. So, last kobold. What would you like to do next up? Yeah. I'm assuming anyone else would like to attempt to roll. I just want to see if anyone else doesn't do enough damage to wake them up. Is all I'm looking for.
I'll skewer the other one. I'm standing right here.
Yeah, I mean, whichever.
Raymond walks out and starts fiddling with his bag.
Yeah.
I know Morgan wanted to give it a shot. Double axe.
I mean, I could, but I'd have to like
Last
walk over
chance.
and stuff. You're right there. Go for it.
All right, I'll finish off the other one too.
Man, this bird is ruthless.
He's not from around here.
Yeah,
You're not welcome in these parts.
15 hits. And go ahead and roll your damage. Okay. You're rolling. Yeah, you're wielding it two-handed, correctly?
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, that's enough damage. All right. Yeah. Combat officially 100% over. There you go. Now, from there, you have a kobold asleep in a bag. It has definitely not been 3 minutes yet, so you've
I'm gonna dump the kobold out of the bag.
Okay. He's still asleep.
I'm gonna tie said kobold up. And I'm gonna give him a nice little pat on the side of his cheek to wake him up.
All right.
And say, hey buddy, today's your lucky day in Draconic.
All right, there you go. You got yourself a kobold outside the bag. And he just looks up at you and says, okay, why is this my lucky day? Huh?
Because I'm a fellow friend of the mountain and I need your expertise, and your friends are a little indisposed with that. To help
Okay.
me.
Well, how can I help you? I mean, I'm a little tired right now. I don't know why I'm so sleepy, but wow, that's what. Just let me know what you need. I mean,
It's okay. We can help with that. We can get you a little bit of coffee, but you're gonna give me a little bit of help, friend.
okay.
And I cast friend, charm person on him.
All right, what kind of save is that? Charisma, wisdom? DC 13 wisdom save. And yeah, I believe technically he would have been a little angry at you, so he would have got advantage. But that was very, very sad advantage. He got the equivalent of a 2 and a 0.
What's your name? What's your name, friend? As I give him a little scratch on the chin.
His name is frick, kobold name. Sandy.
Beavis.
His name's Sandy. Sandy Beaches.
Sandy, time for you to meet my friends.
Okay. And he's like, where's your friends? Are they in the cave or something? I don't see them.
Friend, Morty. I kind of see Morty poking out. Got a new friend. Meet Sandy.
As Mordecai goes for a spear. Let me poke another one. Like, okay, yeah, that's a frightening looking spear. What's going on there?
Nothing towards you, Sandy. You're my best friend. You know that. You know I take good care of you, Sandy.
That's right. You're a great friend. You've always been a friend of mine. I don't remember your name, but you're great. What do I? Yeah, we go way back, right? Yeah, I don't remember, but I think we do.
Right. We definitely. You know us. Like we definitely don't hang out with the smooth skins. As I give him a pat on the back.
It's like, yeah, I mean, these guys, they've been paying us pretty good to watch this mine for them, but I mean, we don't ask for much. It's been kind of fun, especially that last group that came through. Yeah, we messed them up pretty good. Yeah. Oh, I don't know why. I got tired when you guys showed up. That was weird.
Yeah, what's terrible about that thing? That mine boss, I heard he's gonna not pay you guys.
What?
Deception. Hold on.
That's rude. How would he not pay us?
Oh, 25.
You're a good liar.
He believes you. He believes you. He's like, that son of a bitch. He said he was gonna pay us.
Yeah, but that asshole, he didn't pay us either. And you know what? We should get all our friends together and we should kick that asshole's ass right out of this place, huh? Well, you and all your friends can help us do that, right?
I was like, well, I could go talk to him, see what they're up to. Like, I'd love to be like, make sure we're getting paid. I mean, yeah, you seem like very trustworthy, so absolutely. Like I want to make sure me and my buddies, we go way back. We've been guarding this mine for 3 weeks now. I mean, he paid us before, but I mean, I guess he's not paying us.
How much is he paying you? Because he hasn't paid us in like 3 weeks.
Oh, he's been paying us pretty good. I mean, he pays us like three copper a day. It's a good day's work. I mean, we're just sitting around. It's pretty great.
Here's the deal. I'll pay you 5 gold shinies.
What?
5 shinies.
Hold the
to
phone.
Get your boys.
Hold the phone. Stop. Did you say 5 gold? Because this is a different topic here. This is very different. This is like classic Warcraft crazy. Like, that's a lot of money, dude. Whoa. What's happening here? Like,
listen, I take care of my friends, and I expect my friends to take care of me and my friends.
I mean, someone as generous as you, yeah. Wow, that's the money. Okay.
So here's the deal. You get this to your friend, all the boys, and let's kick this stupid mine boss out of this place, huh?
Yeah, let's do that. Yep. Yeah. Do you got 5 gold now? Because I'll totally like show them that you're legit. And be like, look, 5 gold. 3
if
copper?
you give it, I'll give you all. I will give you 20 copper if you do it right now.
20 copper. See, I've only been getting 3 a day. That's almost as much as I've earned so far. See, yeah. Well, let's do it.
See, Sandy, I take care of my own. Not like this asshole, right?
Yeah.
He's probably not even feeding you, is he?
I mean, it's not great, but I mean. It's like stew each night, like rabbit that they catch in the forest. It's okay.
See, for all the work you're doing, you deserve beef.
What? I ain't had that in ages. That sounds so good.
Sandy, I like you. I'll buy you a nice steak after we're done kicking that asshole's ass. I hand him the gold. I hand him the gold and the 20 copper.
Yeah, his eyes are like super wide. He's like, you like want me to go get my friends now? Like, what's happening? Like,
Let's
we doing
do
this?
it, Sandy. Let's do it, Sandy.
All right, so this guy, he kind of scampers off. You can follow him if you want, but he's scampering with the gold, and he's like, yeah, man, what? This is the most money I ever seen in my life. What? I mean, only Raymond can understand this because he's still peeking at Draconic. But anyway, so he scampers off.
I looked at them and I go, I might have bribed the kobolds.
All right. So it is about, I would say, about 3 minutes until you see about 4 more kobolds show up. And you do recognize Sandy. It's this one right there, right? It's Sandy. And he's got these 3 friends. And he's like, and he looks at Morgan, or unless, Raymond, did you come inside the cave too?
I come in there.
Okay. So he runs over to you because you're the one who paid him. And he's like, so I got a couple of my friends. I couldn't convince everyone, but these guys are here, and they're like, they're hungry, they're ready to fight. They want to make sure they get paid. By the way, don't take that path. That's scary path down there. Don't do that. There's like something in there.
Well, friends, I pull out a bag of jerky for the boys. Like, here, I got the beef. Here you go. And I hand it out to the boys.
Yeah.
You got names?
Yeah, so we got Sandy, then there's Rocky, there's Pebbles, and then there's just beaches. Double beaches.
Boys, I like you, and I'll give you an extra 30 copper if you keep us safe and get us to that mine boss.
All right. He's like, you are absolutely positively, yeah, let's do this. So yeah. They're like ready to rock and roll. They wanna do this. So they chow down on the jerky, and then Mr. Sandy leads the charge, and they run in this way. He's like, it's this way. It's a real tight squeeze. These miners kind of suck at their job, but you can make a pass here. And so they kind of go this way.
Sandy, while I got your attention, make sure you get us to that mine boss without us stirring up a whole load of shit. If you can.
Yeah, I think I could handle that. And then he kind of scampers this way. All right.
I guess we
follow the course.
All right. So, I mean, it's up to you. They're charging in this way, leading the way towards where the mine boss is.
I guess I'll light a torch.
All right. There we go. There you go. That is what you currently see, kind of from your vantage point. If you keep going, like I said, they did say it was a tight squeeze, but you can make it through there. All right, and then as you come around, let's go right. Nope, we're gonna go there, and right there, and yeah. All right, and then they keep making their way, and then from here, you see Sandy up front. He starts yelling. He's like, from there, you can't really tell who he's yelling at, but even assuming it's another kobold, that he's like, hey, man, these guys, they're not even going to pay us. They're just going to be like, they're just going to be using us. Just, they're not going to feed us anymore. They're just going to be like a bunch of jerks, right? Yeah. So we got these new guys. They're totally going to help us out. You should totally be on our side. All right. And at this point, you can kind of hear back and forth, and they're not buying it, but these other three.
Hey, friend of Sandy's, I got food and shinies. I'm willing to hand out, and I'll do a persuasion check.
All right.
Ba-dum.
Yeah, you hear him yell back. That's fine and all. I'm sure you do, but we got a job to do. We're supposed to protect this place. Thanks for the offer. Sandy, I don't know what you're doing over there. Like, you should be at your post, or like whatever we call it. Why are you talking to these guys? I thought we were supposed to kill anyone who comes in here. This is messed up. What's happening? All right. Now, at this point, you see this kobold kind of peek through the dark, and he just goes, yeah, you guys, y'all need to be getting back to your job. And the four of these, they start yelling, and they're like, no, they're not gonna pay us. See my friend right here, he's like saying that they're not gonna pay us. And then they obviously get into an argument, but then you do hear this main dude that just kind of popped out and say, yeah, just attack these guys. And go ahead and roll initiative, everybody. Just so you know, you have the kobolds on your side. So
Kobold insurrection.
yeah, these four are on your side, and then the others are here.
So we're initiating against them, the bad ones.
Can we mark our kobolds?
Yep.
Yeah, maybe like put a bleed on them or something.
Yep. So this is your friendly kobolds. They are like super happy to be on your team. There you go. And we will say that this one, anyone that does not have your pink marker is not on your team. Right. Then we are going to do this. Come in now. All right. And then, so in the initiative tracker, you will, we're going to say the winged kobolds, even though technically there are no winged kobolds, they're all just regular kobolds, are going to be the ones against you, and then the regular kobolds are going to be on your side. All right. Does everybody get their initiative updated? Yeah. Go ahead and sort them. And there you go.
There's a request in chat for you to move the map so they can see it.
Yep. And there you go, everybody. Absolutely, there you go. Okay. So, Therian, you are up first.
I'm still seeing a lot of darkness.
Yep, and I will update it as soon as someone moves, because there's a lot of tight corners in this corridor. Put it that way.
Well, I'm about to get wrecked. All right, let's do this. Let's see here. I can't quite reach him. Damn it. Well, I guess I can move up. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I mean, I can get like right here in the neck of this thing. And so, yeah, that looks right. And then from there, I'll huck a javelin at him from there.
Perfect.
10 feet away. I'll just try to hurl that.
You still got your torch with you?
What? Yeah, I picked it up on the ground, and then I brought it with me, and then I threw it at the kobold right after I rushed up on him.
Sure you did. All right, we'll say
totally.
Raymond also is carrying a torch because he said that he lit one up when he came back in.
All right, perfect. So yeah, you see that this is a there you go. You see this is a very tight corridor right here. But yeah, you've got yourself. Yep, there you go.
Wedge right in there, and then I'll pull the javelin off my back and just wing it at him.
There you go. Let's see what you got. Do your worst.
Fucking not enough. That's what's
well, you don't know. These are kobolds, dude. Let's take a look. Let me double check, see what we got here. Yeah, so that is going to be a miss. All right.
All right.
Right. So, with that, unless you got anything else you want to do before we get moving.
Nothing. I'm too far away. Yep.
Okay. So, let's go ahead and do this. This guy charges up. and he's like starts yelling about something along the lines of like, I don't know, like something really silly about, we will rise up. All right, let's see here. Let's see how our old pal does. Oh my gosh. He runs up and just boom, just crits this guy. And he's like, Sandy, why? Why, Sandy? And yeah, he drops him as he just runs up and one-shots this dude. Yeah, and he keeps running. He's like, we will overcome. Ah! And then your other kobold fellas, they come running in, and you don't know exactly where they're going. Did it. Yeah. 2, 5, 10. Nope. Get out of the way. 25, 30. Yeah. All right. So then there's going to be some rolls happening here. You don't exactly know who's attacking what, but they're attacking some people. All right. Let's go here. All right. You hear some more screams. Yep, lots of screams. It's a freaking kobold massacre up in here. And more screams.
Started some kind of revolution or something.
All right, there you go. Next up, it is Raven's turn.
Rise up, brothers! Take this mine for in our name, and I will give them inspiration.
All right. So you see a dead kobold right where that disappeared, and then these other 4 are they're very happy. So all right, they got inspiration. They're very inspired. All right. Unless you have anything else you want to do. Thank you.
I will pretend to mourn the fallen. Be like, we cannot forget the fallen. Keep going, brothers.
Perfect. Okay, so you got these 4 kobold revolutionaries on your side, and they've charged in, and they've taken one out, and you probably assume that they may have taken another one out, but when you kind of went through the tunnel, you saw that these 3 were all just stabbing, just this one body on the ground, just obliterating this guy. And yeah, all right, Mordecai, it's your turn. As you just hear screams and yells of kobold revolution. You don't really know what they're saying, but it's very scary.
What in Talos' name is going on up there?
Very silly, Libby. Very silly.
I'm going to move to right here and just kind of look in the cave to try and see what's going on.
You see 3 kobolds kind of bent over a dead kobold's body, just still driving their dagger into the corpse.
Kind of a Lord of the Flies situation.
And then the Sandy, the one that you notice is talking, he's just like egging them on, like, yeah. So that's what you see. All right. Anything you would like to do at this point? Or are you just going to let your minions take care of these guys?
I can't really see anything, and I can't really move in there right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and end my turn.
Perfect. All right, so you end your turn there. Beans, anything you would like to do in the middle of this kobold revolution?
So visually, there is enough light between light sources to see basically around here, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so Mordecai put light source on his amulet. You do see there is another kind of path heading up towards the north. You would kind of, as you moved in, you would see there's another path. Then there's another dead end. So yeah, that one is very closed off. You don't necessarily know where the other path is going. And then you see the Viva Revolution going on from this kind of vantage point.
Okay. So I can get here. Normally, due to my small size, I don't have a problem passing through other
Right.
occupied squares. Okay, just making sure.
Correct. Not difficult terrain.
I shoot him.
All right, let's give it a roll. Let's see if your rolls are normal this week, or if they're like auto critting with weird formulas again.
We can hope. A wink.
That is. I'm trying. Yeah, it looks like a weird formula again, but that looks real because last time it kept giving 9 or something. I believe. But I don't know.
Greater than or equal to 1 plus 5. So the 5 is. But why is it not giving you the actual number? Oh, it did. 16 plus 5. So the 16 was what I rolled. That's what the dice I saw on my screen.
Okay, yeah. So the 16 plus 5 will hit. It is not a crit though, because it would be.
Yeah, I need to figure out why it's doing that.
Yeah, I don't know why it keeps highlighted green though. Giving us false hope that it's a crit. But yeah, 16 totally hits though. All right, let's do a damage. All right, so
There is no critical because they're not within 5 feet of him. So it would just be the piercing damage, just 8.
piercing damage. Oh, well, that is enough. That's enough for old dude here. You stick the kobold and he kind of crumples to the ground like ah, and he's done. There you go.
So it's just so you know, the Beyond 20 says I rolled a 21, I did 8 damage, and then the roll 20 is getting all of the rolls. So there's still something not completely right with what's being sent.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we can figure it out. But for now,
Right.
we got it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Anything
that's
else?
me.
Anything else before Morgan goes?
Nope.
All right, Morgan, it is your turn. There is a traffic jam through the small tunnel. And
I was just gas out. Like I can't really do a whole lot from here, can I?
well, you can always explore to the northern tunnel, or you can try and squeeze your way through there. But that's going to be a rough one for you because that is going to be a double move. It's difficult terrain, so it's basically 10 feet of movement for every square as you're moving through an ally. So
Yeah, and that's already a distance to get over there, anyways. Like 30 feet would get me to where Raymond is, if anything. So, let me see. What's 30 gonna get me? Yeah, I have no light source though.
I heard that.
I heard that.
You got me.
But if I go up here though, like his light's not gonna do like jack all for me. So
Yeah, no, it's not really going to extend past that.
right.
that corner.
I have like no dark vision.
You are a human.
I do have I have a torch in my inventory. Can I like?
Yeah, I mean, you could light it, but that would basically be your action, lighting it up, because we would have assumed.
But can I still move?
Yeah, you can take your movement. It would be your action to.
I'm gonna move to like. Okay, that should work. No, hold on. Don't do this thing. I'm gonna move to here.
There you go.
And then light my torch.
All right. So when you light your torch, that is what you see, kind of around there. Your offhand is now.
My turn. Oh.
You're holding a torch in your offhand though. So you'd have to explain to me how you could dual wield and hold a torch, unless you're like putting it in your hair or something like those. That'd be weird and dangerous.
Light the braids on the end. Yeah.
I do have skills, but for now that was my action and my movement. So
okay.
I'm just gonna stand right here and try to figure out what I'm doing with my life right now.
All right. Well, even though you just came around the corner, They don't really seem to care. They're more like, what is going on? And these guys come rushing down here. All right, this first one is going to take a swing on this here dude in the front. Let me double check something. No, that first one misses. Wow, apparently when you're in the middle of a revolution, it really gets you going. All right, the second one. Okay, that one does hit. Oh, we got a kobold down. Kobold down. Revolutionary down. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. He took 6 damage, and poor guy, he went down. But that is their turn. They rushed over and tried to take out these crazy people. And there you go. Therian, it is your turn. Oh, it would take you, if in case you're curious.
Yeah, stuck in the traffic jam. So really, I'm only going, what, 15 feet?
Yeah, so you could...
Or does beans count as like
10.
a full?
Yeah, so
Traffic jam.
for you, he would count. It's just him that it
Okay.
doesn't count. So that's
Okay.
10.
Count.
20. So you could get here, like,
Yeah.
because you can cut the corner and go here, just fine.
So like that's about as far as I can go.
Yeah, that's what it'd be. 10, 20. That's 25. So you can take one more step somewhere.
All right, I'll go right. I'll go right here.
All right.
And as I make my way through there, pick up the javelin that I threw at the first one and missed, but I'm going to throw it at the one in the top left.
Perfect.
So we're gonna give it another shot. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see here. Boy, it'd be nice to use that sword, but all right. I gotta wait. All right.
Well, there you go. You hit. So give me some damage.
All right, where are we? Let it rip, bro.
5. All right. Well, he's
Not quite.
He's looking very worse for the wear, but he is not down for the count just yet.
All right. And I think that's it for me.
All right. Sounds good. The Kobold Revolutionaries. Sandy rushes up. And he goes and takes a swing at the one with a javelin sticking out of its chest and murders this guy. These guys are angry. It just slits this guy's throat as he's standing there with his javelin just sticking out of his chest. It's like, what is happening?
Sandy, go
What is
Sandy.
going
This is what happens when you underpay your workforce.
I mean, technically they were being paid just fine, but man, 25 deception. There you go. Let's say they were both angry and inspired there, buddy. Both angry and inspired. Oh my gosh. Another rousing hit for that one. And finally, oh my god, once again, they are hitting like trucks. Good thing they're not swinging on you. Let's put it that way. They're not swinging on you. And they have murdered all poor angry kobolds. So you still have 3 revolutionaries with you that are ready to continue the fight. Now, this is where the kobolds will explain to you that through this small kind of wooden palisade that you can kind of see past them is where the boss's office is. Right? So about beyond there is where you would see it. If you wanted to go past there, you would, which I'm assuming you will because combat is over. And we'll go ahead and reveal the rest of this kind of area as you make your way down there. So they kind of head their way down here, and they point to this door where there's a nice, beautiful rug kind of sitting at the door. And they say, through that door is the office of the evil bad man that you were looking for that is not going to be paying us. Thank you very much for the payment, by the way. We're very much looking forward to it. But looking at the time, we will say that is where we are going to end this session. Okay. So, thank you very much for everyone who came to watch. You know, you never know what your players are going to do. Didn't realize they were going to create a kobold uprising. But you know, that was pretty awesome.
Sometimes words are just as dangerous as steel.
So yeah, seriously, thank you very much, everybody. This was a ton of fun. and I appreciate
Yes,
it.
A lot of
was.
fun.
All right.
Nice work, folks. Nice work.
So, important question. Are we
Uh-huh.
level 2 yet?
Yeah, technically the answer is yes. However, as soon as you long rest, you will be at level 2. So basically, we will pick up the session right here, like right where we are leaving this, and we will see what happens with these kobold revolutionaries and the what you find beyond the door. So yeah, the important question is going to be, you are technically level 2, but you need to level. You need to
You
take
have
a
to
long
rest first.
because let's just say you've you've done a lot of interesting fancy footwork to get past a lot of this thing. I'll just say, as the DM, I didn't expect you not to just go to the mine, but that's how it works sometimes. All right. Yeah. All right.
Sneaky is good.
All right. Seriously, thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out and watching this. But at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here and say thank you very much for watching. Bye,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Everybody.